Hi everybody! How are you? It is me, your favorite Twitch streamer. Let me fix chat. Very important. I've posted there. I've posted there. Hi! You'll be back, normal right now. Yeah. How are you, Cat? Happy Cinderella Phenomenon Evermore Day. Someone else is streaming it, and the masculine urge to go see what the fuck is going on is so I'm gonna do it right now, actually. We don't have a choice. Um but I hope you're doing well. I hope your book is going good. Um Evermore. Oh, they're doing it in Portuguese. Damn. So I will not. Oh wait, or English. Okay, hold on. Hold on. There's hope. There's hope. Sorry, I have to listen to this fucking ad. Blows up ad with mind. Okay, they are speaking Portuguese. So it's the game is in English, but they were speaking Portuguese. I don't know if they were gonna read it in Portuguese. I don't understand Portuguese, so they could have been reading it just then, but I really have no idea. She wants to give it, oh, she wants to give it, she wants to give it, oh, she wants to give it. Um, that song will be um on annual PFP redraw. That's really fun. I will not be doing any of that. I am normal. Anyway, sorry, the game is opening right now. Besides my family eating the Cocoa Pebbles and the fridge hating the drawer my carrots were in, I'm doing. Damn! Snack prospects are very poor for you. I'm very sorry to hear that. Congratulations on finishing your book. I hope it was good. I hope it ended well. Um, it's this. Oh shit, the Steam Summer Sale. I have to. I will be so normal about the $3 games that I do not need but might buy anyway. Um maybe I'll allot some time to look through cuz then um look through Steam sale. Cuz I feel like I'm super nervous about whatever we're going to play after this. Um I have to run an ad still. Sorry. It's just the beginning. It doesn't matter. Um I was so upset when that's so fucked up. Forgot there was an intro song to this. Monitor. Um, you should blow up the building. I think. Um, I feel like it's only fair. Um. Oh, okay, load. Right. Sorry. Oh my god, I forgot that we left off here. I am so funny for that and also severely fucked up. My mom said she would give me another box. Oh. Well, thank God. Very important that you get your just desserts. Um her voice pisses me off so bad. Because it's like a pseudo voice. I I should have treated her better, but here we are. Loria, my little girl. Ugh! You have a daughter? Had. I lost her during the war. Whatever words I had been about to say lodged in my throat. When I look at Delora again, she is frowning up at the starry sky. At times like this, when it is impossible to change what's happened in the past, there's only one thing I can say. I am sorry. Delora shakes her head. Happy 3 streams! Happy 3 streams! It wasn't your fault. You don't need to apologize. For a long time, the two of us stand there, looking at the stars, and then hesitantly I break the silence. What was she like? Delora smiles wistfully. She was a lot like you and Cinna. She was free-spirited to a fault and always spoke her mind. And even though she never admitted to being a soft heart, she would always jump to the defense of others. I used to tease her all the time and she'd get embarrassed and snap at me. She was my greatest treasure. My mind whirls, supply like Cinna. That's unfortunate for you, Queen. My condolences. My mind whirls, supplying images of humans attacking Delora's daughter. How could they have hurt a child? Delora seems to read the question from my expression. She was killed during the war by Hildur. It is as if the air is torn from my lungs. I suddenly feel cold, empty. I was unsympathetic to Hildur. She believed that the only way to show me how much she was suffering as the Tenebrar bearer was to make me suffer. So she took away the person I loved the most. Delora, You don't have to say you're sorry, Wagon. For a long time, I've been wondering if I should even tell you this story. I never wanted you to blame yourself, but now you know, after everything you've gone through, that you are not like Hildur. When Hildur killed my daughter, I thought I'd never get another chance to have someone like her in my life. But then you came along. Her smile mellows. I think if Loria had grown up, she would have been a lot like you, Wagon. And now I have the honor of watching over a taciturn fairy, too. Lucky me, being able to watch over both the Tenebrarum and the Lucius Bearer. Sorry. She steps close enough to set a hand on my shoulder. I know you said that in your nightmares your mother told you weren't good enough, but I know that's not true. I get to witness your magical strength every time we practice, and I know firsthand how dedicated you are. I cannot help but smile. Even though my heart is heavy with so many revelations, Delora's words make the burden easier to bear. I have Chevalier and everyone at the march to thank for that. Delora Taciturn? Thank you. I appreciate it. Taciturn? Taciturn? Delora grins at me. Did I say that? Hi, how are you? Well, of course, but you remember what Parfait used to say? Goodness is innate in everyone. She taps my chest. So really, you had it in you all along. She draws her hand away with a grin. So, do you feel better now? I should be asking you that. Delora shakes her head. What's in the past is in the past. Honoring Loria's memory is all I can do for her now. I'm pretty good, just chillin'. Hanging out, listening to Delora talk about her daughter's death. Honoring her memory. I hope Cinna and I are able to do that for Parfait and Mother. I don't want to honor your mother's memory. She was kind of a bitch. Delora backs away. No more getting sidetracked. Show me what you've got, princess. The lesson continues into the night. It is obvious, however, that Delora and I have our minds on different things. I have no doubt she is thinking about Loria and me. I need to do my best to honor my own mother and to keep those I love from suffering, and that includes Chevalier. I don't give a shit about him. Not a single one. Chapter 4. Okay, if I had known it was gonna take me literally 5 minutes to get through the fucking chapter, I would have finished it on Tuesday. Girl, honor your mother for what I know. I get that she was corrupted by the Tenebrarum, but Wagon didn't know her then. She didn't know her mother as a good person. She only ever knew her as a bad person, because that was how she ended. I was about to say, that's how she took the White House. That's how she took the White House, by marrying the, King Gennaro and becoming queen. And then she forced him to have sex with her, which is very weird, but canonical. So they could have a daughter together to continue her line of succession. She was always a bad person. From what Wagon knew. So it's just very bizarre that she has any positive feelings towards her at all. Anyway, thank gods that council meeting is over. I'm relieved to be back in my quiet room after listening to the counselors again argue about taxes for hours. Finally, I can hear myself think. I look down at my scarf for Chevalier, which after about a week's worth of work is almost done. I should be able to finish it today. I seat myself at my desk and begin working. My mind wanders in the silence, my thoughts turning towards Chevalier. Though a week has passed since he started seeing patients, I can tell he is stressed. One night, when he again fell asleep on my desk, I heard him mumbling in his sleep. I could tell that he was having an old nightmare, one in which he kills a witch with a serpent smile and loses one of his dearest friends. I know it's the same dream because he always whispers the same words. I'm sorry I couldn't save you, Lady Parfait. I become so lost that in thought, I prick my finger. The pain brings me back to reality. I need to focus. I turn my attention back to the scarf, but the minute I resume sewing, a knock sounds on my door. Princess Wagon, this could be fucking anybody. I have no idea. Can't even guess. You may come in. I was not fucking around when I said it could be literally anybody. Because I didn't think he would be here. Of all the people it could have been, it was not him, man. Wow. Fritz jump scare. Fitzgerald Aiden Leverton slips into my room with a pleasant smile affixed to his face. Fritz. 2 years ago, I thought he disappeared forever. Oh, bullshit, dude. I forgot? What? Huh? Wait. Okay, so the way they got rid of Fritz in, Karma's arc was they fucking killed him. They were like, goodbye, Fritz. He dies. We don't find out that he's also Varg. He just simply dies and we move on. In Rumpel's arc, Fritz disappears and is mentioned a couple times that he disappeared, but we overall don't think about it. And then he is, I believe, cured in Waltz's arc, and then he, does gay shit with us in his own arc. I believe he also disappears in Rod's route as well. But I don't think he comes back for Rod's route in Evermore. I don't remember Rod's Evermore route because it was overall pretty boring. Really boring, actually. Nothing fucking interesting happened. Rumpel's is pretty bad too, but Rod's was super shitty. But anyway, hi Fritz. I can't believe they fucking retconned you back into Rumpel's arc. That's crazy. Anyway, 2 years ago, I thought he disappeared forever, destroyed by a villainous witch, but it turns out he managed to escape the kingdom during that turbulent time. His memories are fragmented, but we've been able to piece together that Mithros cursed him. I thought they said cured. I was like, the fuck? And that the man named Varg was actually Fritz's cursed form. Father was wary and removed Fritz from his post as my personal guard, but I at least was able to save his job as a knight. Good morning, milady, he vows. Good morning, Fritz. He eyes the fabric on my desk. I had no idea you made scarves, milady. I don't usually. Wait, what did you just say? I know. I love when they animate things. That I, didn't know you made scarves? I laugh before I can help it. Fritz looks at me, startled. He thinks it looks like a scarf. Perhaps I'm not so terrible as I thought. Milady? It's nothing, Fritz. Thank you. Fritz smiles quizzically before awkwardly shuffling on his feet. I can tell by the nervous motion that he has something to say. Did you come to deliver a message? Actually, yes. I came by to let you know the Border Scouts saw a brigantine carriage approaching this morning. Why? Prince Claude and Prince Lance were in it. They'll arrive at the palace this afternoon. Whoa, new angle! I'm scared. I do not like the straight-on angle. Ooh, get out of here. I can't believe we're gonna have to experience that several times in his arc. That'll be really fun and awesome. His Majesty tells me their visit is, quite spontaneous. How very like Claude to show up unexpectedly and dramatically. Ever since Angel and Brigantia formed a more dedicated alliance, Claude and his brother have been visiting more often, and usually without prior notice. Just like how Wagon doesn't knock. They arrive to Angel whenever the fuck they want. I've just received the news, so I'm on my way to help organize security. I appreciate you notifying me beforehand. Thank you, Fritz. Fritz ducks into a bow, then pauses. Oh, one more thing. I met Princess Emmeline in the hallway. She asked me to tell you to meet her in the dining hall. What for? Fritz shakes his head. I don't know. All I know is she and the queen are waiting for you. Ophelia as well? It's rare for her to call on me. On me, sorry. I will go meet with him then. Thank you, Fritz. Fritz has just turned toward the door when it occurs to me to ask a question, one I've been meaning to ask for a long time. Why? Shut the fuck up, wagon. Challenge impossible difficulty. Fritz, have you been enjoying your job? Oh, I guess that's a fine question. It's kind of weird, but whatever. They were like, we need to talk to Fritz longer. No, we don't. No, the fuck we do not. Get him out of here. The shading on his clothes are also really pissing me the fuck off. It's so bad. If Karma and his brother are on the way, who's one of the kingdom? The dumbass king, I guess. Who's like, you should show up spontaneously. And gives that advice to them. Ugh. It is not my fault Fritz was demoted, and yet I feel responsible that I could not save him from Mithros all those years ago. Fritz glanced over his shoulder with a gentle smile. You, don't have to worry, milady. Even if I can't personally serve you anymore, I get to keep protecting people, and protecting is what I do best. Despite his smile, there is a melancholy in Fritz's eyes that makes my heart ache. I hope he does not blame himself for what happened years ago. Take care, milady. I sit in silence after he leaves, my mind foggy with memories of the past. I think about Chevalier and his nightmares, about the blood he must remember on his hands. I think about Fritz and the terrible witch who cursed him, and I think about Mother, whom I was meant to revive. We feed off negativity and chaos. Love serves us no power. You will see that in time. Thank you for telling us that the third time this arc. I really appreciate it. Mother, I wish we could have seen eye to eye. I wish I could have saved you from yourself before you were lost to me forever. I rise to my feet. I was going to finish the scarf, but I have no time if I am to attend to my family. For now, I stuff it into a drawer for safekeeping. I wonder what Emmeline and Ophelia want. I head for the dining hall. She's really into this saving her mother's memory thing. Servants are setting the table for tea when I enter. I'm taken aback when I see a plate of familiar lily-shaped cookies on the surface. Oh, Wagon! Good afternoon, Wagon. Emmeline told me there was a new dessert in town named for you. I had a servant pick up a batch on an errand run. Have you tried them? They're delicious. If Chev were here, he'd be wiggling his eyebrows at me. Good thing he's not fucking here then. Yes, Chevalier has already forced them on me. Ophelia laughs. You make it sound like a form of torture. Well, he did do all of it without me knowing. Ophelia and Emmeline share a look, then burst into laughter. Once the sound would have infuriated me. Now I recognize the banter for what it is, an attempt to get closer to me. I used to shun such attempts, now I'm grateful for them. Ophelia has been very supportive of my relationship with Chevalier. Perhaps it is because she too was once a commoner. So, what did you call me here for? Is this about the Brigantian princes? I raise an eyebrow at Emmeline. Did you know they were visiting? Emmeline laughs. I've known for a long time. I sent Prince Lanson an invitation to the Spring Festival weeks ago. The Angel Spring Festival is an annual event that we are only just now hearing of. Last year, Chevalier showed me the decorated stalls and carts, but I was so busy I barely had the chance to appreciate it. I had completely forgotten it was coming up. I smile at Emmeline. How bold of you to invite a prince to a festival. She's a princess, so this makes sense to me. Especially when our, kingdoms are allies, but whatever. Sure, say whatever you want. I just thought Lance might like to see some of our celebrations firsthand. He's always telling me about Brigantian festivities. So this whole visit was actually orchestrated by you? Does Rod know? I'm sure he realizes at this point. I don't think Rod could ever remain angry at you for long, Emmeline. I hope not. The worry on Emmeline's face is thankfully quick to fade. Anyway, you didn't come here to listen to me babble. Oh, then why am I here? Ophelia gestures to a chair at the table. I seat myself beside Emmeline. I hear you've been quite busy with meetings lately. We rarely see you. You're always in meetings or training with magic. Those are my responsibilities as the Crown Princess and... As the tenebrum bearer, yes, but while those duties are important, you also have a duty to take care of yourself. You need to relax. Chevalier says the same thing. He took me to a cafe. Does that not count as a break? Oh, I thought you were forced to do that. It was not the most unpleasant thing. I'm glad to hear it. And I hope you'll be glad to hear that Chevalier and I have come up with a way for you to do your duty as Crown Princess while also taking a break. Girls' night! I'm actually really excited for them. This is kind of cute. I have a bad feeling about this. Emmeline claps her hands together. You and I are going to be in charge of the town festivities this year. That does not sound like a break at fucking all. Event tending is stressful as shit. You're crazy. What? Emmeline grasps my hands. Wagon, it's going to be great. I've already ordered some decorations from Viorisa's, and Anise is going to help us brainstorm ideas. Girls' night! Oh my god, all the girls. Let's fucking go. Let's go ahead and throw Delora in there too. Weeball, bring her on in, man. But, oh, we should ask Sir Waltz if he'd perform a special magic show. All of the girls, including Waltz, let's fucking bring him in here. But, or, oh, you should perform, Wagon. Emmeline, dear, it looks like Wagon wants to say something. Yes! I don't know how to plan a festival, and my magic... Your magic is beautiful. I look up at the word, surprised. Chevalier said you'd be good at this, and he knows you best, doesn't he? Be that as it may, we don't want to force you into anything, Wagon. Girls and Waltz night, let's go! If it were Miss Karma, it would be girls' night. Period. Like we wouldn't even. But Claude's a man now. I'm boring. As always, Chevalier goes out of his way to lift my spirits when he is the one that needs to take a break. But maybe I will do it, but only if Chevalier is given time off. Do you think he'll take it, even if it's offered? If I need to, I'll call this a date and force him to come with me. Both Ophelia and Emmeline stare at me. What? Nothing. It's just good to see you two looking out for each other. Emmeline smiles brightly. You're done with your meeting, right? In that case, would you like to accompany me to the march-in? I'd like to talk to Sir Waltz about the magic show. What if the Brigantian princes arrive when you're out? Don't you want to be here to greet Lance? Ah! Oh, you're right. Emmeline looks so downtrodden, I can't help but feel guilty for bringing it up. Perhaps it wouldn't hurt to take a break from all that sewing. I can still go to the tavern. I do not mind requesting his assistance on your behalf. Are you sure? It is no problem. You invited Lance, you should be here when he arrives. In that case, I'm going to start preparing for his arrival. Thank you, Wagon. Emmeline walks away with a little bounce in her step, leaving Ophelia and I alone. Oh, good. To be young and in love. Foreseeing an uncomfortable turn in the conversation, I begin to excuse myself. Me, just now, when Ophelia speaks. Wagon, may I ask you a question? Yes? Chevalier, how is he taking to the palace life? I know how difficult it is to incorporate yourself into a social sphere you weren't born into. Is there anything I could do to help? I have to open up my, my cheat sheet. Very sorry. Totally forgot. Okay, Chevalier. Ask Ophelia about her past? He insists that things are going well, but I know he's stressed over his patients. They look down on him, and he refuses to stand up for himself. What did you do when you first came to the palace? Ophelia's lips curl into a wistful smile. I felt very small when I arrived. The nobles spread illicit rumors and mocked my etiquette. They told me I would never be good enough. Fuck Lance, girls' night, and Waltz waits for no man. So true. He's a crying bitch. And he is not invited to girls' night. I was one of those people. Ophelia seems to guess my thoughts. She smiles and sets a hand on my shoulder. Your whole life had just been upturned when I came into your life. Your feelings toward me were understandable. In the beginning, your father stood up for me, but there was only so much he could do. In the end, if I wanted to be part of his court, I had to learn its rules. So I learned how to be a queen. I took lessons and learned how to speak to the people who threw insults at my back, and then one day the insults stopped hurting. You and Emmeline and Rod, you've had to endure so much. And so have you. But we have all come out stronger for it, haven't we? Yes, we have. I never thought I'd be having this conversation with Ophelia, yet here we are. The game loves to throw in random-ass characters who don't need to be here for no reason. Since Chevalier isn't interesting enough, they're like, let's go ahead and bring in some just as interesting characters to fill in that space. No, thank you. That's okay. I'll go ahead and pass on that. I'm good. Thanks. You could just make it shorter. Well, I forgot the game was $11. I do not want it to be shorter, but whatever. Anyway, remember, Wagon, you can't fight Chevalier's battles for him, but you can be there to help him. Chevalier knew what he was getting himself into when he moved here. Did he? Love gives us the courage to fight intimidating battles. You know that just as well as I, don't you? You knew that this would be a difficult relationship, yet you still pursued it. This was one of the easier relationships to pursue. There was like next to zero problems in even his initial arc. But whatever. I have never cared about other people's opinions of me, but Chev... Have faith, Wagon. Chevalier is a doctor. He's no stranger to pressure. Ophelia is right. Chevalier has never doubted my ability to do anything. I need to trust him. Thank you for listening to me, Ophelia. Of course. You and Chevalier are always welcome to ask me for advice. Though I'd love for us to talk about some more pleasant things over tea someday. She gestures towards the biscuits. And perhaps we can share the Princess Lily platter? I clear my throat. I'm going to the marchand now. I hurriedly curtsy and exit the dining hall to Ophelia's soft laughter. I don't know why you're so embarrassed about the cookies. They are fucking cookies. He's also no stranger. Wait, what? At the insistence of the guards, I take a carriage into town. Though it is still awkward, I try my best to smile and wave at people as I pass through. I do not get the same reception as Emmeline and Rod, but I do not mind. It takes time to build trust, and I am happy with how far I've progressed. I am in good spirits when we reach the Marchin. Hi, Marchin! Love her! I expect the tavern to be busy at this time of day, but I am ill-prepared for how packed it is when I enter. What in the world is happening? Look, it's the princess! Two women pushed through the crowd to speak to me. Have you come to watch the performance? Performance? The magic show. Is Waltz performing? Oh no, the Lucius Bearer is. I nearly choke on my own breath. What? You must know him, Princess Wagon. What's he like? He sounds so mysterious and handsome. They'll be very disappointed when they find out Cinna is just a grumpy child. I was gonna say. It's like fucking hold your horses. After sating the woman's curiosity with a vague but apparently intriguing description, I push my way toward the crowd, toward the bar, okay, where I've spotted Delora. Princess Wagon, how nice of you to join us. What is going on? Well... Hi, Chevalier. Ew, get him off the screen. Okay, I know I was complaining about how they were filling the Chevalier void with other characters, but I'm not happy to see him. Magic! I stumble back. Where did you... I thought you were at the palace. How are you here? Chevalier wiggles his fingers and speaks in a whisper. Magic! You do wish you could do magic, Casanova. Delora sighs. He just dropped by after doing a medicine supply run at Anis's. Lady Delora, must you dampen the intrigue with the truth? I figured that for once the princess would want a straight answer. Anyway, you got here just in time. For what? I turn at the sound of applause to see Walt standing in the center of the room. Good day, everyone. My name is Walt, and I'm here to introduce you to another performer who's here to spread some happiness and magic. Everyone, please welcome the Lucius Bearer, Cinna. When Cinna slides out of the crowd, there are gasps and murmurs. Voices are so hard when I hate myself and don't remember any of them. I mean, I remember them. I can never remember how to do them, which is a different ball game entirely. I'm stalling. Valley Girl, yes. Sometimes I feel like I can't. Don't look at me. Okay? I need a second. Hello, hello, citizens of Angel. My name is Cinna. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Got it. Cinna claps his hands. Thank you, Cat. His fingers begin to glow, and then miniature magic-induced fire. Ew, his magic is brown! Dude, he's got the poop magic. We have to fucking kill him. I can't believe he's got poop magic. That's crazy. Oh my god. Someone do something. We have to put him down like a dog. Miniature magic-induced fireworks pop above his head, creating a halo of colors. And a pleasure to entertain you today. The audience applauds, but I am too shocked to join them. He's so cheerful. Dolores smirks. Sin is a grump at heart, but I think he's taken your advice and let him open up to the Lucius. Pooh magic! He also used like too much. Okay, so true. Cinna weaves his, but so does Fritz. Fritz and Cinna are the same. Ish. Cinna weaves his fingers through the air, creating flowers that rain down from the ceiling. While the audience cheers, I reach up to brush the petals off my head. I stop when Chevalier gently sets his fingers on my wrist. You look beautiful, Wagon! There is a soft wonder in his eyes that brings a smile to my face. What, with petals on my head? You wear them like a crown! The compliment is so sincere that it makes my heart flutter. I love Chevalier's dramatics, but more than that, I love when he speaks to me like this, like we're the only people in the room. Oh, you have a crown of flowers on your head too. Are you also royalty? Chevalier's smile wavers slightly. I lace my fingers through his. If it's what you want, Chev, I have no doubt you'll grow into that title. Girl, what do you see him? Nothing! He sucks! He's weird! He's weird. He's gross. I don't like him. He's also boring. He's like, I'm sad when people die on my watch. And it's like, is that all? Is that it? Title! Whatever title you'd like. Lord, nobleman. I bite my lip before I can say the word king. I spoke with Ophelia today. The story about how she became queen is inspiring. Chevalier's eyes are twinkling. I wish I could have been there to hear it. I don't. It was quite cool to have you away. Well, we both have an open invitation to tea, so I'm sure she'd be happy to share the tale again. I would enjoy that very much. Chevalier squeezes my hand. Be honest with me, Chev. Is everything okay? I think I have an idea of how to make things better. An idea? Yes, Princess Wagon! I startle when Cinna calls my name. The crowd parts so that I can see him. I, knew you'd be here. Care to show the audience what the Tenebrar and Bearer can do? Or are you afraid I'll upstage you? I bristle at the taunt. Everyone at the tavern is looking at me expectantly. Oh, sounds like a challenge. I slide my fingers out of Chevalier's and turn to Cinna. I can outperform you any day. Talk is, totally cheap. Show us what you can do. Hold on, let me fucking check. Cinna, we're having I know. Hello? Use the flowers. Perhaps if I put my mind to it, I could do something grand, but I'm distracted by the petals on Chevalier's head. Chevalier always talks about how regal I look. Perhaps a reversal is in order. I need an assistant for my trick. I turn to Chevalier. Before he can ask so much as a question, I cast my spell. The petals in the room abruptly stop falling and fly towards Chevalier. This is the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life. Brushing past his shoulders to form a cape, the petals on his head form into a slanted crown. It is, I think, appropriately dramatic. The audience begins to laugh. It is not mocking laughter, it is jubilant. Chevalier looks at me and the smile he flashes is so bright it warms my entire body. He clears his throat. Well, now that I have a cape and a crown, I feel it appropriate to give myself a dramatic name. I hereby dub myself the Flower King. He reaches up to straighten his crown and in doing so nearly knocks it off his head. The motion prompts a fresh round of laughter from the audience. The nobles might have yet to warm up to Chev, but the townsfolk adore him.
Now then, as the Flower King, I believe I have the power to decide the winner of this contest, no?
No visual, I know. I was hoping we would at least get like a fucking prop flash. You know what I'm saying? So, which would have been really dumb, but I was so pro prop flash. What? Cinna steps forward, eyes narrowed. Oh, old man, you like better.
The winner is Princess Wagon, the most talented and beautiful witch in all the land.
The audience claps, and I can't stop myself from laughing when Chevalier looks at me. Wait! I think it's clear who the victor is. The tavern door bursts open. A familiar man strides into the room, a mischievous smile on his lips. Yes! Babe, what's going on? Still gonna poison his seas? So true. Oh, what's this? Claude's eyes lands on Chevalier. They're gonna fucking fight. Yeah, let's go! They're so annoying in the same room. Anyway, Claude's eyes land on Chevalier. He raises an eyebrow. Do I want to know what's happening here?
You are now in the court of the Flower King. How rude of you to interrupt the proceedings of the day unannounced.
No, I don't think I do. Wait, what? That is not the correct response to that, but sure, say whatever. I thought the festival was still a week off. Have I missed some of the pre-celebrations? Oh. Hi, Lance. Another man steps out from behind Claude, his younger brother Lance. Hello, people of Anjou. He smiles, a dazzling smile that makes him sparkle. We're, sorry to interrupt. Karma. Lance, we have to leave. I wish. The apology is swallowed by the audience screams as they surge toward the door, yelling Lance's name. Claude slides disgruntledly out of the crowd surrounding his brother and makes his way over to us.
It seems like you weren't the only one who was upstaged, Cinna.
Okay, wait, what the fuck? How come we, Wagon, and Chevalier, I believe, at one point talk at the same time? And I think another character did it too, but it didn't do this. Where it, like, combined the two. I guess Claude is the only one who gets to talk at the same time as anybody. Whatever. Anyway, I can't combine voices, so I will be normal. I was not upstaged. The two speak at the same time. Cinna turns away, cheeks flushed, while Claude runs a hand through his hair and sighs. It is a curse to have such a magnanimous brother.
Ah, but at least you have us as friends.
Claude shrugs discontentedly at that. So true. Keep your standards high, King. What are you doing here? My family is expecting you at the palace. I figured I may as well drop by and offer my greetings to the marching crowd. He glances at Cinna. Hello, kid. You, call me that again and I'll bury you in flowers. Cinna grumbles something beneath his breath before stomping away. Prickly as always. He's just grumpy because you interrupted his magic show. Claude turns to Delora. Lady Delora, how lovely it is to see you again. Yeah, she could have come with us, but here we are. It's only been a couple of months. You haven't been gone long enough for me to miss you. But you would have missed me if I'd been away longer? Delora snorts. Doubtful. How rude! I am, overall, offended by this reception. He shoots a disgruntled look at his brother, who's smiling awkwardly at adoring fans. Chevalier grins.
Weren't you avoiding besotted girls years ago?
I'd have thought you wouldn't envy your brother in his position. Are you two so close you're finishing each other's thoughts now? He sighs. How is it the man with a name that sounds like a fancy cake has found love before I have? I do not love his ass. You cannot be putting words in my mouth like this. Perhaps it's because he's sincere. Wrong. I hate him. I am insincere about my love for Chevalier. He sucks. Princess, you wound me. Well, it's good to see this place so lively again. Hello, Prince. They should have gay, rambunctious sex. Claude and Waltz. I don't know why. I think they should.
But anyway, greetings, Mr. Magician. I'm surprised it wasn't you performing today.
Said I wanted to give it a try, which, speaking of, Waltz turns to me. Thank you for playing along, Princess. It was my pleasure. Once we've all finished exchanging pleasantries, I turn the conversation to Emmeline's proposal, suggesting to Waltz that he, and Cinna if he's up to it, perform during the festival. Unsurprisingly, Waltz agrees. You know, it's always my pleasure to perform for the Crown Princess. Cinna would never admit to it, but I'm sure he'd love the opportunity to show off too.
Delora raises an eyebrow. What about you, Princess? What about me? If Cinna's on stage, maybe you should perform with him. Ah, the Lucius and Tenebrar bearer performing on the same stage would be a momentous moment in our history, don't you think? Casanova has a point. It's been a long time since the populace have seen witches and fairies get along so publicly.
They make a good point. Not too long ago, witches and fairies were believed to be enemies. Perhaps a joint performance would improve the townsfolk's perception of witches. If it helps relations, I suppose it can't hurt. She said can, by the way, but I was normal and read the game in the way they intended. By the time we have finished discussing our plans for the week, Lance is finally able to join us. No, that's okay. He can stay away. He looks worn out, but still wears a pleasant smile on his face. Princess Wagon, Sir Chevalier, it is, as always, an absolute honor to be in your company again.
You know you don't need to use my title, Lance.
Oh, sorry. Habit.
Claude sighs dramatically. Are we quite done here? Our guards are waiting outside and are probably growing impatient.
You're the one who wanted to take this detour.
Because I have manners, unlike a certain lovesick fool who's only been talking about one person this entire trip.
Got his ass.
Kizzy, this
That is uncalled for. The squabbling brings me back to the present. Emmeline stayed at the palace to greet Lance. It would be rude to keep her and everyone else waiting. After promising to discuss our plans further, Chevalier and I excuse ourselves to escort the princess back to the palace. By the time we return, the table has been set for dinner. Ophelia and Father are both pleasant and conversational, but Emmeline and Rod is like a storm cloud and keeps casting sharp looks at Lance, who is beginning to look distinctly uncomfortable. Rod only looks away when Claude directly addresses him. Have you given any thought to that exchange program I'd mentioned before, Prince Rod? Your invite to stay in Brigantia and learn traditional dances.
Indeed, we would love to host you. Claude glances at his brother. And if you'll have him, my brother would like to extend his stay in Angel. He is interested in learning more about the foreign policies here.
I've always had a special interest in the subject. I forget sometimes that because Claude is the heir, his brother has more freedom than he does. The freedom, for instance, to extend visitations.
I, for one, think it is a wonderful idea. Rod shrugs.
I'm still thinking about it.
He looks skeptically at Lance.
You're interested in foreign policy. Who would be teaching you? Not my sister, surely.
Oh yeah, foreign policies, yeah. Sure.
You know I don't have that kind of expertise, Rod.
Lance smiles.
You should not underplay your talents, Princess Emmeline. Your angel history lessons are always enlightening.
Oh, thank you. If Rod were a witch, I had no doubt he'd set Lance on fire with just a scowl. Before the situation can become any more heated, Chevalier clears his throat. If Princess Emmeline is not up to the task, then I humbly volunteer to educate the prince about angel politics. He winks at me. The princess can vouch for me. I am an excellent teacher, aren't I? Lessons in anatomy. That is almost worse than flirting. I don't know how to describe it. Oh, okay, she didn't take it the route that I thought. Okay. Chevalier taught me everything I know about medicine and the human body. He is very good at explaining even complicated things. Chevalier looks taken aback. Oh, well, you were an excellent student, Wagon. Must he always compliment me when I'm trying to compliment him?
Politics and medicine are hardly related.
There's so many characters, and I'm not happy to see a single one of them. I disagree.
We are all surprised when my father speaks. Me too! Is really awesome.
The practices may be different, but the incentives are the same. Both doctors and governments work to protect the health and well-being of the citizens they serve. Policies aren't just the backbone of our nation, they're a salve for our country's wounds.
You're a fucking annoying. Stop. Challenge. Impossible difficulty. I have never thought about it that way. Also, they use pure black for some of the details, and it's like kind of jarring and interrupts the flow of the outfit. Not to be like super weird about it or anything, but his black beads on his like cape thing, and then Chevalier's black earring, glasses, and buttons on his shirt all like stare at you like the void, and it's kind of uncomfortable. Chevalier looks similarly awed. I do not miss the gratitude in his eyes. I hope he sees that Father values his opinions and experience.
Your Majesty!
Father chuckles.
I can't speak for his other lessons, but Chevalier and I have had very insightful conversations about politics.
It's true. In the very least, Father seems to enjoy discussing politics with Chevalier over breakfast. He has said before, I love how we're retconning in Chevalier's interest in politics, and then, Karma's ability to play the piano. I am going to be honest, him being interested in politics goes against his character. And here's why. As the character he's been established to be is a very passionate doctor who will do literally whatever it takes to save the patients in question. Like, he got cursed as a result of it, he was poor because of it, etc., etc. And so him being interested in, like, the steps and, like, red tape of, like, bureaucracies and politics and stuff like that doesn't make any damn sense. Because a lot of the time, red tape and stuff fucking prevents lives from being saved. And I mean, obviously there's like purpose to it. It's a complex subject matter, but with the way he's been a very black and white character, he's been like, living is good, dying is bad. I have to save as many lives as possible. Him being interested in politics, an extremely gray subject matter, doesn't make any fucking sense. Medicine is a science. A very strict science. While there is room for growth in knowledge, it's like you have to do it right or you fuck it up. Whereas political science is a different ballgame entirely and can't be like exactly measured in the same way that medicinal science can. So it's very weird that they threw this onto his character and it doesn't make any fucking sense, and I'll kill you. He has said before that he believes Chevalier provides a unique, more personal perspective on such issues, having been directly impacted by them before. It would be an honor to learn from a man as well learned as you, Sir Chevalier.
And it would be my honor to assist you, Your Highness.
I scrape absently at my plate with my fork as the conversation continues. I expect to leave the dining hall with Chevalier once the meal is cleared out, but I am surprised when Claude requests his company.
I want to talk to you about Lance's so-called instruction. Oh, how brotherly of you.
Chevalier leans over to plant a kiss on my cheek.
I'll be back in a bit, my sweet princess. Wait for me.
I wasn't expecting it, but now I have time to finish that scarf. I have nowhere else to be, Chev. Take your time.
Please take your time.
I nod. This will be good for him. Maybe Claude can give him some advice on how to interact with the nobles.
I have a feeling that's not how it's gonna go. I shall look forward to seeing your beautiful smile again, sweet wagon.
He and Claude depart, followed shortly by Emmeline and Lance. Rod remains, looking moodily at his plate while Ophelia discusses the exchange program with him. With no reason to stay, I curtsy and excuse myself from the hall. I waste no time in resuming work on the scarf. For the first time in a long time, I am completely focused. The motion of the needle and thread becomes almost hypnotic, my fingers moving without any thought. The embellishments take less time than I anticipate, and before I realize it, the scarf lays finished on my desk. I run my fingers over the stitches. They are nowhere near as precise as Bria's, and yet It is not bad. I lay the scarf on my lap with a smile. Finally, I can give Chevalier something nice. Time passes slowly without Chevalier here. In the silence, I find myself remembering the conversation I had with Ophelia. She said the best way to help Chevalier was to support him without standing up for him. I immediately think of the scarf. Tonight might be a good time to give it to him, just to show him that I am always thinking of him. I cannot help my sudden nerves. He wore a Bria's scarf every day. What if he does not think mine is worth that? You are very weird for thinking that way, but sure, go off, whatever. I startle so badly at the knock I almost fall off my bed.
Permission to come in, my lovely princess.
Finally! Someone with some fucking manners! All these freaks don't know how to act. Arriving unannounced? Not knocking? I'll kill you. Anyway, I take a deep breath as I fold the scarf on my lap. Come in. The door opens and Chevalier slides inside with a bright smile.
Finally, I have returned, and just in time. 1 more hour away from you, and I certainly would have withered away. But...
He pauses.
Princess, you're as stiff as a board. Are you okay?
I realize how tense I am and try to force myself to relax. I'm fine. How's your talk with Claude?
It was good. A lot of catching up.
I thought you guys hated each other. What happened to that? He narrows his eyes.
Are you sure you're all right?
With his eyes trained so completely on my face, he does not even notice the scarf. As he leans to brush a strand of hair off my forehead, I seize my chance. I lean up to wrap the scarf around his neck and choke him out because he's being annoying. Oh wow, it's ugly. That's crazy. Ew! And another unintimate, completely low chemistry situation we have just been thrust upon. Had no idea. No, I did not see it coming. Where's his eyes? Unfortunately, behind his glasses, and it looks bad. Go ahead and zoom in. Get closer to your screen. It's like, it's ugly. It's bad. $11. You ever think about that? Chevalier freezes. I become aware of the way we're standing. Me with my hands on his chest, he with his fingers wrapped around one of my wrists.
What is this?
He reaches up and touches the scarf around his neck.
Wagon, is this?
You said you needed a new scarf, so I made you one.
You made this for me?
Chevalier runs his fingers across the pattern in awe, and then he smiles, so brightly it makes me smile too.
Wagon, this is the most spectacular gift I have ever received.
Why does her face look like that? So true, Kat. Literally so true. Between the two, her face is tolerable. Her eyes should be like closer to her nose. Like they're very deeply inset in the back of her head. And her hands are horrific. Anyway, he proclaims it so softly, so sincerely that it makes my stomach leap into my throat. There's no need for you to exaggerate.
It is no exaggeration. This is stunning work, and the fact that you made it for me.
He shakes his head. Thank you for oh god, her hands! It's okay. Shh, it's okay, Kat. You don't need to look at it anymore. The fact that he gets to wear the scarf and it looks really bad is great. I love that the scarf is here.
I will treasure it for the rest of my days.
He pulls me closer and tips my chin up.
I will never take this off.
Hopefully when you bathe. That would be foolish. You should take it off. It is silly, and yet the proclamation brings me so much joy I act without thinking, rising up on the tips of my toes to give Chevalier a kiss. He cups my face and kisses me back, a deep kiss that makes me feel both buoyant and grounded, that makes electricity shoot through my veins down to the soles of my feet. It is a kiss that leaves me breathless. When I pull away, Chevalier has such a soft smile on his face that I can't help but kiss him again, once, twice, 3 times on his lips.
What did I do to deserve you, princess?
You offered me just the right amount of lily-shaped chocolates, apparently. Which was 1.
And we never fucking finished it. We never finished it.
I'm dying. I'm fucking dying. We never finished it. It's still sitting on the fucking table. It's been 3 years, and it's still on the table back in the margin in our room because we didn't finish the last fucking pedal. Anyways, I don't think so. I think they probably added it as an extra asset because now we know that they can fucking do that. The scarf. We might see him again, but I'm pretty sure he wasn't wearing it. Chevalier laughs.
I hope you're prepared for me to shower you with baked goods for the rest of your life then.
Chocolate isn't a baked good. Fuck you. The minute he says the word, he freezes, suddenly looking sheepish. The rest of your life, he said. A bold promise, one that makes my heart soar. But Chevalier looks nervous, as if he's worried he's overstepped his boundaries.
That is if you'll have me.
This is basically a marriage proposal. Thank you, Chevalier is a flatterer, but that's just who he is. He has never failed to make me feel special just for being myself.
No, Wagon. Thank you.
He sets his hand on his scarf.
For everything. With this new scarf, I am undefeatable! Even more so because I've come up with a plan to get everyone's good side here at the palace.
A plan? Chevalier plops himself down on my bed.
You'll see, I don't want to spoil anything just yet.
I settle myself beside him, close enough I can tuck myself into his side. He wraps an arm around my shoulders and smiles. Whatever it is, I'm sure it will work. If there's anyone who can befriend a stubborn noble, it's you.
Such praise coming from the most lovable princess in all of Angel.
You really will say anything to get on my good side, won't you? I shove him playfully in the shoulder. It is nothing but a light touch, but Chevalier still topples onto the bed. Cat, I would recommend you be careful. I'll let you know. But just in case, I'm gonna have the cook give everyone food poisoning. I've heard. So true. Cat, you're really thinking, and that'd make him a much more interesting character than the one he's being right now. He grins as I lean over him.
Never! I only ever speak the truth.
I don't think they're gonna do 2 pictures in like one scene, but they've always done the bedtime pictures. Cool down to be safe, I'm not playing around. Completely justifiable. I will let you know when the scene has passed. Is that so? Okay. When I attempt to kiss him on the cheek, he turns his face and my lips find his mouth instead.
Positive!
His smile is coy, almost challenging. I don't bother retorting with words, instead responding with another kiss. So many kisses that I soon lose count. Nothing matters but the softness of Chevalier's lips and the warmth of his embrace. I think in the end, I might be the one to fall asleep first. Tucked into Chevalier's side, my face pressed to his neck. I feel myself drifting. His scarf is wrapped around the both of us, that's softer and cozier than any blanket. For the first time in a long while, I fall asleep content. What the fuck? They didn't do it. Cat, you're safe. You're so safe. Like, hello? This game hates Rumpel so bad. They hate him. They fucking hate his ass. Why did they make him a character if they weren't gonna do the weird pseudo-sex scene that we got forever? They described it. They described the weird pseudo-sex scene. The most intimate the game lets you get with these characters in, like, that kind of way, romantically or sexually, whatever you feel like perceiving it as. But they didn't do it with him. We've done it with Rod, and we've done it with Karma. I know that's not a lot, like that's technically not the majority of characters, but they literally described a very, very similar scene, but didn't draw the picture for that. They decided to distance themselves from Chevalier by drawing the least interesting pictures humanly possible. We haven't even seen him shirtless. Is he ugly? We'll never know, because they're not going to take his clothes off. I mean, he is ugly, but like, you know, body-wise, is he ugly? I am objectifying Chevalier right now. It's the best he deserves, unfortunately. He sucks. Anyway, I'm fucking mind-boggled. I just don't get it.
What a brilliant day! The sun is shining, the town is full of laughter, and
we'd really like to finish hanging this batter. Now, will you hurry up?
You're as prickly as ever, tiny lord.
Chevalier looks up at Waltz. who was crouched on a wooden beam above the stage, waiting for Chevalier to hand him the other end of the banner. The three of them are hanging the most central spring festival decoration, a banner signed by many of the townsfolk. It was just yesterday that Emmeline and Anise oversaw its creation. The day before that, Chevalier and I set up various floral arrangements around town while workers hired by the palace set up stalls around the town. Every day has been filled with errands like this. I return to the palace so exhausted I barely make it to bed before I fall asleep. So yeah, not really a break then, is it? But it is worth it. Chevalier throws up the banner to Waltz, who begins nailing it to the beam. Ah, got it. Chevalier gestures dramatically.
Citizens of Edgel, behold, our beautiful spring festival banner!
The crowd ripples with excitement, cheering and whistling as Chevalier steps down. It is a rather impressive banner. Filled with so many colors and signatures, it is impossible to make out any coherent design. I suppose it has a sort of chaotic charm to it, though. I hear the banner was your idea? Oh. Hi, Fritz. Coming out of nowhere again. I had no idea who that one was gonna be. No guesses. Didn't think about it. Didn't feel like bothering to think about it. And it's Fritz again. I suppose if I don't know who's gonna show up, I will assume Fritz in the future. Fritz appears beside me. Though he is here as security, he seems at ease, relaxed. It is a small thing. I imagined the citizens would disagree with you. The two of us watch as Waltz floats back down to the stage using his magic. He snaps his fingers, causing confetti to rain down from the sky. The audience applauds again. Why are you looking at me like that? Like it's nothing. I was just thinking that I am glad I get to see you smile like this. When I first met you, does he blink for real? Oh, there's just like 2 frames. I forgot there's like 2 blinking frames. Is it just him that has 2 blinking frames? I think they just animated it badly, but just for Fritz. $11. Like, when I first met you, I thought you always looked so sad. I wanted so badly to make you smile. Not being able to made me feel incompetent. Are you flirting with me right now, man? Fritz, you could never be incompetent. The reason I was was the way I was. It was because of Mother. I can acknowledge that now, even if it still hurts. Fritz smiles. It helped, leaving the palace all those years ago, didn't it? I'd hate to give Delora any credit, but it did. I did not realize the emptiness in my life stemmed from loneliness until Chevalier taught me the value of connecting with others. I am, like, so glad you and Sir Chevalier found each other. This was kickstarted as well. Oh my god, I fucking totally didn't think about that. People gave their lives to this game. It's terrible. When we make our visual novel, it will be better. It will be better and free. I am too, and I'm glad you found your way back here too, Fritz. I owe it to you that I'm here, princess. I mean, milady. He glances one more time at the makeshift stage before turning to the crowd. I am on duty now, but I'll see you around. Of course. Take care, Fritz. And you as well, milady. Goodbye. Shout out the curtsy. With one last bow, Fritz disappears into the crowd. The moment he leaves, I notice 2 familiar faces pushing toward me. Wagon, we've been looking for you. Bye, Fritz. Can't wait to see you at another randomly indeterminate time. We were surprised not to see you on stage. It has been a busy morning, but neither of them looks worse for wear. I decided I'd let Chevalier and Waltz do the honors. Maybe if we were using magic to hang things. Oh, I've never seen you use your magic for convenience before. After being forced to clean with Mr. Broom, Wagon said she didn't want to charm objects. And my opinion hasn't changed. I am never commanding an object to do my bidding. The last thing I need is another overbearing sentient object in my life. Anise laughs. Mr. Broom would be heartbroken if he heard you say that, princess. He really misses you. Well, I don't miss Mr. Broom. Most times, I do wonder sometimes if I ought to bring Mr. Broom to the palace for nostalgia's sake. Nothing more. He's our little weird pet. I love Mr. Broom. Where are the Brigantian princes? Why weren't they with you two earlier? Oh, we lost them. Anise laughs.
Or rather, we left them.
Well, shit! Come on.
I doubt they even noticed they were in the middle of an argument.
It is things like this that make me glad I grew up an only child. I know, so fucked up. Mr. Broom was our one and only. That sounds like them. And Rod?
He's meditating, or trying to. It wasn't going too well, so Emmeline and I decided to leave and find you.
Oh. Could be fucking anyone, but it can't be Fritz because we've already talked to him. A wise decision, I'd say. Oh. Hi, Chevalier! Somehow didn't expect it to be you. Even though it is your arc, I don't think about anything ever. I whirl to find Chevalier standing by my side.
Good afternoon, ladies.
He leans down to plant a kiss on my head.
Good afternoon, my beautiful queen.
Back to calling me queen, I see. I sigh, but I can't help the smile on my face. Thank you for your hard work, Chev.
It is, as always, an honor to serve, Sweet Wagon.
We all glance back at the stage, where Waltz and Cinna are performing impromptu magic for the still gathered crowd.
So, this marks the beginning of the spring festival then? Just about. We, the royal family will be giving speeches tomorrow. Then the celebrations officially start.
Emmeline looks at me hopefully.
Want to practice our speeches tonight, Wagon?
If you do not mind practicing after my magic lesson, then I do not mind.
You must be so exhausted, Princess. I hope you're taking care of yourself.
Anise fidgets. Thank you! Subway surfers? Back with a bang.
If you need anything to help with fatigue, I might have a few things on my shelves.
Undoubtedly, you always have exactly what everyone needs, Lady Anise.
Subway Surfer tonight, King? They really want me to play Subway Surfer. I might fucking delete the app because it's so annoying.
I have to thank you for gathering those remedies for me on such short notice, too.
When I give him a quizzical look, Chevalier smiles and shrugs. Is there a reason you are not telling me who they're for?
It's a surprise.
Fine, but I expect you to tell me later.
Your wish is my command, beautiful wagon.
Speaking of commands,
Emmeline tilts her head.
Is there not a council meeting happening today?
Emmeline is right. There's one last meeting before the festivities start tomorrow. Today is, thankfully, the last day we discuss taxes. Or, it's for the no, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, it's for the food poisoning. I stifle a sigh. You're right. I should make my way over there.
Allow me to escort you, lovely princess. I've barely seen you all morning.
If you insist. I turn to Anise and Emmeline. Will you two be alright here without me?
Of course. I'll see you at the palace, Wagon. Have a good meeting, Wagon. I'll see you tomorrow.
After saying our goodbyes, Chevalier and I depart. Alright. I have to run an ad, so I'm gonna do that since we've done a scene change, and I'm going to die if I have to talk anymore without blowing my nose or something. I will be right back. Everybody sit tight during the ad. Okay, I'm back now. The hell was that? My Lego coin. Thank you, it is good to be back. Got distracted. Saw somebody making a logo on Instagram. I follow so many fucking freaks on Instagram for like graphic design stuff, and it's funny because I never do graphic design. I'm like, I fucking hate graphic design, but I think about it all the time. Graphic design is cool in theory, but then I start doing it, I fucking can't stand it. It's because I don't know how to do it. Anyway, thank you, Kat. I appreciate it from you as well. Okay, Chevalier accompanies me back to the palace. I expect him to turn back at the gates, but he follows me through the corridors. Chev?
Yes?
Is there a reason you're still following me?
I said I would escort you.
I stop in front of the throne room doors. But you have. We're here.
Then let's go in, shall we?
Chevalier opens the doors before I could protest. Most of the counselors are already seated, though the meeting has yet to begin. All eyes land on us when we enter.
Good afternoon, Lord Counselors. I am humbled to be in your presence.
I hope he poisons them right now. That would be really cool. Oh, hey guys! Hi, favorite characters. You guys are so normal. Yes, I'm a huge fan. Chef, please. My father, who's sitting at the head of the table, looks up and smiles.
It is good to have you, Sir Chevalier.
Jurian and Garland, who are sitting on either side of him, look equally as unsurprised to see Chevalier.
Long time no talk.
It is good to see you again, Sir Chevalier.
Sad voice is so good, but like not crying voice. Crying voice is annoying.
The Honorable Knights of Caldera! No, it is my pleasure.
Chevalier makes his way over the table. Baffled, I trail behind him. When we are seated, I turn to him and hiss beneath my breath. What is happening?
You remember that discussion about politics we had with the princess the other day?
I nod.
Well, later that night, His Majesty thoughtfully extended an invitation to sit in on a council meeting. I couldn't refuse him.
Let me guess. You did not tell me any of this because you like surprises? Chevalier beams at me.
Right on the nose, princess! I wanted to surprise you by showing up as an unexpected advocate.
While I appreciate the support, many of these counselors are Chevalier's patients. They are already critical of him. How will they receive him when he is out of his element? But he's gonna be in his element because the game is fucking annoying. So, jot that down, man. I fucking hate it here. Ugh. Eventually, the chamber is filled. My father stands and announces the start of the session.
Good afternoon, lords and ladies. For the last few weeks, we have been discussing raising taxes. Today, I call you here for one final discussion.
The heated talks resume immediately. Oh shit, I have to get rid of that. I forgot we completed... I know this is like out of left field, but it didn't click with me until just now. And I can literally fix it as we speak. Nope, timers. Turn that gay shit off. Okay. She's fixed. Sorry. The heated talks resume immediately. I spare a glance at Chevalier, who is watching the proceedings quietly. It is only after one counselor makes the point that higher taxes would allow for us to invest in more expensive amenities and healthcare that he shifts in his seat, looking suddenly discontented. Chevalier has always been adamant about making things affordable for others. Hold on, let me fucking check. Encourage Chevalier to speak. I lean close enough to whisper in his ear. You ought to share your opinion. I know you have one. The king would not have invited you here if he did not want you to participate. Chevalier shifts to address my father.
Permission to speak, your majesty! Please, Sir Chevalier.
Chevalier argues that increasing taxes to invest in more expensive amenities will only be effective if their prices are lowered so that they are affordable to others.
Taxes might be helpful if we considered subsidization.
I didn't say that shit right at all, but that's okay. Chevalier makes the topic a more multifaceted one. Having been directly impacted by such decisions, he has a more intimate understanding of how they affect the common citizens. The table is quiet after he speaks, but it is, much to my relief, not a hostile silence.
Well said, Sir Chevalier. There is little use in forcing the citizens to pay more for amenities they will not be able to afford. But if we were to lower prices...
The discussion continues on a more productive tangent. Chevalier leans toward me and speaks in a near whisper.
Thank you, Princess.
For what?
You know what for.
He squeezes my hand under the table. Chevalier has always prioritized listening, but he needs to learn to speak up too. If I can be the one to teach him that, I will be content. Eventually, the conversation draws to a close, and my father declares that taxes will not be raised. However, our talk has brought up many new issues that will need to be discussed in more detail, namely the accessibility of healthcare. It will be a complicated decision, but it promises to be a fruitful one. When the meeting finally draws to a close, Chevalier deflates in his chair.
I am in awe that you do this nearly every day, Princess.
You become accustomed to it. But you did very well for your first time.
Really? I feel like I might have rambled.
You brought up very important issues.
You give me too much credit. You're the wise, fearless one who always speaks her mind.
And today that was you. I'm proud of you, Chev. Chevalier's responding smile is tired but grateful, and it warms my heart. Oh. Hi, random counselor. Sir Chevalier? I'm surprised when one of the counselors wanders over to us.
Lord Rem.
If Chevalier knows him, then Lord Rem must be one of his patients. I prepare myself for a bar, but Lord Rem just smiles. You were brilliant today. He clears his throat. I wanted to apologize for mistrusting you. The medication you've prescribed is a miracle. It has only been a couple days, but I feel significantly less exhausted.
The herbal remedy. I am relieved to hear it. I thought it might be easier on your body.
Herbal remedy. Is this what Chevalier and Anise were discussing earlier? You thought correctly. I apologize for disturbing you. I'd assumed the remedies you recommended were backwater substitutions. Just because something is more expensive, that does not make it the superior solution. So I am learning. Thank you, Sir Chevalier. I'll look forward to my follow-up visit. Stupid fucking hair. It's too hot for it to be in my face. Lord Rem gives a more formal nod before walking away. I turn to Chevalier. So the medication run you did in town the other day.
I was dropping by.
Hey!
I was dropping by Anise's pharmacy, yes. I thought the best way to prove I knew my practice was to show it, so I recommend more natural cures and remedies.
I think you may have found your path to acceptance.
I hope so, Princess.
Once the counselors have cleared out of the room, we are approached by Jurian and Garland, the most normal characters!
You handled yourself well in there, Chevalier.
That's high praise coming from the ever-collected commander of Caldera.
Garland smiles. She is ever collected, isn't she? Except for when flowers and compliments are involved.
Lan, we are not talking about that here.
Oh, what's this about flowers?
It's nothing.
It's official knight's business. The two speak at the same time. Jurian shoots Garland a look. He just responds with a sheepish smile. I clear my throat. Will you two be attending the festival? Of course, when we get the time off.
What Garland said, we would never miss the festivities.
I'm sure going out together during the festival would make for an excellent date.
This is not a date.
It makes an effort to keep myself from laughing. Jurian can insist all she likes, but it is no secret she and Garland spend every moment of their free time together. Our conversation with the knights is cut short, and when Father calls on them to discuss palace security. After saying our goodbyes, which should have been discussed during the council meeting, but sure, whatever, do whatever the fuck you want, see if I care. After saying our goodbyes, Chevalier and I excuse ourselves. The day is full of pre-celebration preparations. Emmeline returns with the three princes, and together we discuss the week's planned festivities. Okay. Goodbye, everyone. Eventually, day bleeds. Okay, we can't do two time skips, one after the other. We could have just said, ba 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 ba. Oh my god, I forgot that happened. Stop. That is crazy. I totally forgot about that. Oh my god. I can't believe they did that. That's so crazy. I can't believe I forgot too. Wow. No, it's okay.
I would have found out eventually, because then they would have made a point of it to like bring it back up during the... What arc was that? Was that Fritz's arc or was that Waltz's arc? I don't remember. Anyway, eventually day bleeds into night. I find myself walking down the corridor with Chevalier, who has insisted on accompanying me to my magic practice. The last time he sat in on a practice, he cheered so ceaselessly Delora threw him out. Hopefully we do not have a repeat of that incident. The two of us make our way to the usual spot. Okay, that wasn't poopy magic, so it's fine. I sense the buildup of a spell as soon as we step through the trees, and ready my own shield and defense. Delora's ice shoots toward my barrier and harmlessly shatters against it. Hello, Delora. Good evening, Your Highness. She raises an eyebrow at Chevalier. Hello, Casanova. Lady Delora, such a tranquil night, isn't it? Okay. I am learning who characters are. I am learning when they are arriving. It is going to be Cinna. I am not going to read it like Cinna, just in case I'm wrong. I hope you don't plan on ruining it with all of your chattering. Yeah! Bitch! The voice is familiar, but I am still shocked to see Cinna. Not me! Not me! I am not shocked! Who's not shocked? This guy! Anyway, shocked to see Cinna sitting in the shadows at the edge of the clearing watching us. Tiny Lord! What a surprise! It's been a while! Fritz's route, I think. Pretty sure it was when we had to get Rod and Emmy out of the house. You're probably right. And that's probably why Fritz's arc sucked so hard, is they were just killing people. Fucking willy-nilly. Did the king die in that one, or was that Waltz? Because I think... No. Garland, Delora, and Parfait died in Fritz's route, I'm pretty sure. And then Parfait and the king died in Waltz's route, right? Would have been funny if it was Fritz who appeared. I feel like a split second I was like, possibly Fritz as a joke, but like, it's... I had to be correct at least once, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, think I read this. It's been on screen long enough. You get the idea. I saw you just this morning. Cinna stands and steps toward us. Hello, Princess Wagon. Hello, Cinna. I eye him suspiciously. Are you here to criticize my magic? Cinna does not respond immediately. He crosses his arms and looks away, mouth pulled into a taut frown. Cat got your tongue, Cinnamon? I was just thinking. Cinna looks up. I was thinking about how it might be beneficial to train together. Delora grins. I'd appreciate being given credit for my ideas, Cinna. Cinna grumbles. You may have mentioned it before. Why would you want to train with me? Well, I was thinking about how Hilda and Faye grew up together, grew up as friends, but became distant over time. I was thinking that perhaps if Faye had not left Hilda alone in the dark for so long, the war wouldn't have happened. Perhaps if they had remained close, things would have ended better. Oh, so we have to be friends? I do believe he's asking to be your friend, Princess. I got the idea. Cinna? Who is this guy? He's brand new. Gonna smack this child upside the head. I'm here to train, not make friends. I suppose we can train together for practical reasons. Delora snorts. You two really are cut from the same cloth. But enough banter. Let's get this show on the road. Chevalier seats himself on a tree stump as we begin our lesson. It is strange to practice side by side with the fairy. When I was first learning, I used to practice with Waltz. But this is not like that at all. With Cinna, it feels less like a lesson and more like a balancing act. When he first came to Angel, I was convinced we would never get along, but... Princess! Watch out! I glanced down just in time to see a root break through the ground. I burn it to cinders before it can wrap around my foot. That's totally cheating, Delora! All's fair during magic lessons. Now, maybe, I think Cinna and I are finally growing closer. We continue our lesson for the next hour, only stopping when Delora calls an end.
Alright, that's where we end tonight, kids. I don't want to exhaust you before your performance.
Me? Exhausted? Never.
Cinna crosses his arms, but it does little to hide the rapid rise and fall of his chest.
I could have gone for like another hour.
Was gonna make the jokes. Like, we should be friends so we can drift apart too. So true, because I do not want to hang out with this kid. Sure. Then let's pretend this is my breaking point. She turns toward me. Good job tonight, Wagon. You and Cinna work well together.
I agree! You're very talented, Tiny Lord!
Cinna smirks.
I like am, aren't I?
He glances at me.
You're not bad either, princess.
Not bad is high praise coming from the Lucius Bearer. Delora claps her hands. Alright, time to wrap things up. We'll see you tomorrow, Wagon, Chevalier. After packing up her supplies and bidding us one final goodbye, Delora heads in the opposite direction toward the tavern. Cinna does not follow. He stands in the middle of the clearing, suddenly looking indecisive.
I, have a question for you.
A question?
It's, about my cousin. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you were both there when Faye passed away, right?
Beside me, Chevalier inhales sharply. Unthinkingly, I squeeze out to reach his hand. That's correct. Why? Cinna shuffles on his feet.
I, didn't know Fate very well. Since most of my correspondence with her was, through letters, but the letters were rare. I think it was because she wanted to hide my identity during the war. I used to hate her for keeping me, totally in the dark.
Cinna curls his fingers into fists.
I used to, think she thought I was incompetent. When she died, I came to Angel to prove that wasn't true. I told myself I wouldn't make the same mistake she did. I told myself I would be decisive, that I wouldn't let the Lucius lure me into a false sense of calm.
Cinna's shoulders slump.
I, have no idea who I'm trying to prove to myself to anymore, now that Faye is gone. I can't even compete with her memory because I barely knew her.
Cinna's eyes flick up toward us.
Delora, told me she died protecting you from a cruel witch, Wagon.
He looks at Chevalier, who deflates beneath his gaze.
And she said you, tried to save her. Delora won't tell me about her final moments, though. I don't want to press her, but...
Yeah, that's her wife, dude. You can't be talking about her wife like that.
You want to know what Parfait was like in the end?
Yeah.
Chevalier's grip on my hand is heartbreakingly tight. Hold on. Let Chevalier answer. Sure. I know how hard this must be for Chevalier. He knew Parfait better than I did. She was one of his patients, after all. Sure. Whatever. Say whatever you want. That is why he can tell Cinna more about her than I ever could. Sure. Continue to say whatever. I squeeze his hand again. It is a silent consolation, my way of showing him that I am here.
She kept telling us not to fuss in the end.
His words are soft, just an octave above a whisper. Octave refers to pitch, dumbass, so jot that down.
The witch who killed her was obsessed with Hildur. He wanted to bring her back. Anyone who stood in his way he viewed as an obstacle to be destroyed.
Chevalier sighs.
Parfait knew he was hurting inside. When he killed her, she apologized to him. She said she was sorry Hildur never appreciated him. I killed the witch who stabbed her, but it didn't matter. The wound he inflicted on her was fatal. But even as she lay dying, she told us everything was as it should be. Lady Parfait put her life on the line without hesitation. She told me all the time that she was trying to make up for her mistakes. That's why, in the end, I don't believe she had any regrets. It was the greatest honor to be able to help her.
For a few minutes, the forest is silent. The only sound, the gentle rustling of the leaves and the sway of the grass beneath our feet. When Chevalier shivers, I wrap an arm around his shoulders. He promptly leans into me. Eventually, Cinna speaks into the quiet. Oh yeah, I forgot Chev killed Hildur. I think it was Mithros who he gets, because I don't think Hildur showed up until Fritz's route, because those routes you had to unlock by playing at least 2 first. Oh, I'm sorry, Hildur never lived you. It's kind of funny. Yeah. Thank you for trying to save my cousin and for, like, being there with her until the end. I can't even imagine the courage it took for her to hold onto her ideals and morals, like, even in the end.
Lady Parfait was the strongest, kindest people I knew. I'm really tired of this conversation. I am bored. Fuck, please let me go. Cinna, I'm dying. I want to go home and have sex with my beautiful wife.
Whoops, sorry, that's not what he said at all.
I will be forever grateful. I could be one of her friends.
Me too. Parfait believed in me from the beginning. I will always be grateful for her patience and kindness. Neither she nor Delora gave up on me. Instead of leaving me to stew in my own anger, they rescued me. It was a drastic solution, perhaps even somewhat heartless, but it forced me to see things as I never had. Cinna angles his head slightly, his eyes train on the stars above. And then he smiles. It appears I've got my work cut out for me if I ever want to measure up to her. Chevalier straightens.
Cinna, you are as every bit as inspirational as Lady Parfait. I have no doubt she would be proud of you, lying through my teeth.
You know, Chevalier, you're, like, not so bad. Liar! You are a fucking liar.
Did you just call me by my name?
Cinna turns away with a grumble. There's, like, no need to get excited about it, old man. Even though he's turned away from us, I can see a smile on his face. I'll, like, see you both tomorrow. Thanks for tonight.
Thank God he's gone.
His goodbye is brisk. He disappears through the trees before we can respond. If I were Delora, who had implied that Cinna was going to leave with me, if he didn't come with me, I would have come back like, bitch, what are you doing? I thought we were leaving together.
How strange that speaking about Lady Parfait tonight was almost therapeutic.
Almost repeated it because they added another word. Talking about her brings her back, even if just for a little bit. When we talk about her this way, we can fashion her into a hero. Hero as someone who made us and the world a better place. It is the least she deserves for her sacrifice.
Sage words, princess.
Chevalier lifts my hand to his lips and kisses my knuckles.
Thank you for your support.
Always, Chev. After savoring the quiet of the forest a little longer, we make our way back to the palace. Thank God, man. That shit was boring. I'd like to imagine... I'd want to forget his ass, too. The characters that they've added in Evermore, neither of which intrigue me in the slightest. If Cinna had been a woman, maybe I'd be more interested. But I'm not. And I also feel like having him be too similar to the way Wagon was initially is really fucking annoying, especially considering we had to fight so fucking hard to get Wagon to be a normal, good, decent fucking person. We had to fight for hundreds of thousands of words. And Cinna gets to do it in maybe a 16th of that amount. He just we talked to him once and he's like, you're probably right, I will be a better person, and then is. It's like I had to get Wagon to understand that giving people things is nice. She had to ask, how do I be a good person? I don't really get it. I had to fucking fight tooth and nail to get her to be good. And Cinna is like, I am the same person, but I will be cooler and quicker about it. Being good, that is. Like, shut the fuck up. The next day, we wake bright and early for the first day of the festival. The palace halls are emptier than usual, many of the staff taking time off to enjoy the festivities. A miniature stage has been erected outside the palace gates. For the last 30 minutes, we have all given brief speeches about the prosperity of Angel and our hopes for the future. Rod and I have already given our speeches and are waiting at the back of the rod for Emmeline. Yes. Why do I just have wings? What did I say? Oh shit, sorry. Festival. Oh, you're talking about on the screen. I was like, where did I say that? For decoration, obviously. Miniature stage has been erected outside the palace gates. For the last 30 minutes, we've all... Okay, great. Rod and I have already given our speeches and are waiting at the back of the stage for Emmeline, who is in the middle of addressing the crowds. As always, she overthought how difficult this would be. And the left side is darker. Oh. Ew. Dude, this game is so nasty. Emmeline is the most charismatic of all of us. Why would she ever think she was bad at this? Rod shrugs. She gets nervous about disappointing people. We pause as the audience claps and Emmeline curtsies. Sometimes I think about the toll training to be a queen would have had on her. He looks at me thoughtful. You're good under pressure. Emmeline never has been. Thank you? Rod scoffs. Why do you sound so confused? It was a compliment. The stage creaks as Emmeline approaches. She sighs softly. Oh, thank God it's over. Did I sound okay? Of course you did. You got the best reception of any of us. Someone even threw flowers at you. Emmeline shakes her head. Oh no, that was... Prince Lance. I did not miss him standing by the front of the stage, beaming at Emmeline the entire time. He is clearly enamored with her. I heard from Mother that he came by to surprise me with a bouquet this morning, but I was already gone. So he threw it at you on stage. Flower, flower, flower. Oh, the opposite of tomato, tomato, tomato. That's nice. Rod sighs. If Chevalier was here, he would make a comment about how romantic this is. It is a good thing he is not here. Were you less nervous having him in the audience? You know, now that I think about it, yes. Lance said he gets nervous on stages too. He was giving me advice last night. Was he? Yes. Well, that was kind of him. Cheers from the audience break apart our conversation. The king calls all of us to the front of the stage, and together with Ophelia, we announce the beginning of the festival. Before, I shunned the idea of participating in these speeches and events. Now, looking at all of these smiling faces, I cannot help but be glad I am here. My eyes snag on a familiar face in the audience. Chevalier stands at the front, waving at me. His most excited pupil, the young boy he saved all those years ago, stands beside him, also waving. Lance gets nervous around more than two people. But we don't know that in this arc. It's the argument you could make if you were evil and wrong. But I'm not evil and wrong. And you're absolutely correct, Kat. What the fuck is going on? Chevalier told me yesterday that recently the boy has been allowed to visit the palace and to watch him work. He also clings to Chevalier when we are wandering the town. Chevalier always talks about bringing me out here to spend time alone together, but he is so well liked by others that it is often difficult to find that time. I cannot possibly be disgruntled about the situation, though. I could never be irritated that people are warming up to Chevalier. As soon as I am able to, I descend the stage steps and head for Chevalier and his pupil.
You were spectacular as always, my lovely princess.
As always. The boy parrots the words and laughs. Then he looks at Chevalier. I told my ma I would meet her after the speeches. See you later, Princess. The boy runs through the crowd, leaving Chevalier and I to speak to the amassing crowds. I greet townsfolk with handshakes and greetings while Chevalier speaks more conversationally. The minute we have a moment to breathe, I grab Chevalier urgently by the sleeve. I just remember the magic show. Why did we plan it to happen so soon after the speeches? I pull Chevalier along, before he can protest, but of course he doesn't. He just smiles and laughs when I pick up the pace. He loops his arm through mine and begins skipping down the street.
Come one, come all to Her Highness's magic show.
I feel the boy should get a name. I agree, and I also think he should get a character model. If you're gonna have a recurring character and a character name, they should get a character model. I feel like otherwise it's just kind of lazy. $11. Anyway, his cheer is contagious. Soon I find myself skipping alongside him, trying not to laugh as we nearly trip over each other's feet. The magic show is a huge success. Waltz is ever the charismatic performer. He weaves stories as we perform.
I love him. He is my beautiful wife.
Anyway, talking about a time where witches, fairies, and humans got along. Cinna and I take turns performing magic tricks.
The witches and fairies drew their magic from different sources. It was equally vibrant and beautiful. They could make flowers bloom.
I concentrate on the stage, and flowers begin to push through the planks.
And change the weather.
Cinna snaps his poop magic! Cinna snaps his fingers, and a cool breeze whistles past, bringing with it droplets of water that scatter like rain.
And start a warm fire for cold nights.
Waltz spreads his hands, and a bright fire rises before him. The audience gasps as the flames rise without eating away at the wood. The spectators applaud, again and again and again, until the show is over and we all bow. At the end of it, I am breathless and exhausted, and also relieved. No one shrunk away from my magic. No one was scared of me. No, there was nothing but wonder in the audience's eyes. Afterwards, Waltz turns to me and Cinna with a bright smile.
You both worked so well together. You were great.
Waltz, you think I was great? Thank you! I'm going to get a divorce from Chevalier. We still have a chance, Waltz. Come back to me, babe. Cinna grins.
I knew training together would be a good idea.
There's a notes emote for this person?
I love telling people to jot that down, and now you can use that one.
Let's go! Congratulations on Jot That Down emote 2. I resist the urge to roll my eyes, but I am smiling. Likewise, Waltz, we should do this more often. Waltz blinks at me.
More often?
He laughs.
I would love to have you both up here with me in the future.
He raises an eyebrow.
Any chance you'll want to continue on to the next performance? My students are performing, but I'd appreciate the backup.
No. I only have it for 8 more days, though. It was a gift. Damn. Well, that's alright. Ever brief, we thrive. I don't know. Cinna shakes his head.
They're selling baked goods today. I want to buy one of everything before they run out. Oh, weren't there cinnamon rolls with special frosting?
Cinna scowls.
Maybe. It's not as if I'd know about that.
With a huff and backward wave, Cinna rushes off the stage and into the crowd. After wishing Waltz good luck on his next show, I too leave the stage. I look for Chevalier in the scattered crowds and find him standing by the fountain talking animatedly with a group of musicians.
Yes, that's the piece I'm thinking of. The one with the uplifting music.
As I approach, the band begins to play a song. It is a jubilant tune filled with playful chords and soaring vocals. The minute the music picks up, the surrounding plaza begins to clap and cheer, and soon there are citizens dancing in the plaza, hands pressed together as they twirl in place. The sight takes my breath away and I pause to admire them. I have never seen this kind of dancing before. It is unlike the stiff court dancing I am accustomed to. There are no steps, only movement, and an intoxicating energy. Let me check. This is the last choice. Join the dance. I do not realize I have wandered toward the center of the circle until someone, a stranger, grabs my hands. At first, I falter. I do not know the steps of this dance. But then I realize it does not matter. I let myself twirl and spin and laugh, and by the time I twirl into another dance partner, I barely remember that I am dancing. It continues like that for some time. I dance with multiple people, most strangers, and I do not think about my duties. Today I am merely a citizen of Angel. And then it is not just strangers I am dancing with, but familiar faces. This is so corny. Well met, princess. Well met, Claude. Where's your brother? Claude jerks his head to the side. I follow his gaze to the outskirts of the circle where I see Emmeline twirling with Lance. They only have eyes for each other. They never so much as glance in our direction. I don't think they understand the rules of this dance. They haven't changed partners once. Careful, Claude. Your jealousy is showing. Where's Fritz? I'm sure he'll be here. Claude sighs. You're delightfully blunt as always, princess. We separate on the next twirl, and I find myself dancing with others, Jurian and Garland, Rod, and even Cinna at some point, though he only enters the dance long enough to tell me about the seasonal baked goods. Slay! Tell it how it is. I become lost in the crowd, and am tossed from one person to the next until finally, why did they give us fucking Claude, but not Fritz? Ew. We need at least one more Fritz scene before we go.
Hello, my lovely princess. May I have this dance?
That is mean. Chevalier steps forward, grasping my hand and pulling me to his chest. He smiles at me rakishly. You may. The two of us twirl around each other, fingers laced. I'm assuming you meant for this to happen. The dancing?
I saw a band setting up and couldn't resist recommending a song. They play this every year, you know, and I thought that after such an exciting magic show, the audience might want to let out some pent-up energy.
I've never seen a dance like this before. Chevalier laughs.
It's not special. Really, it's the person you're dancing with that makes it special. Shut the fuck up! I hate you so much. I'm gonna kill myself. Though I see you've had a number of dance partners already.
Are you jealous? Rakishly? Weeball. I just work here.
Hardly! I want everyone here to appreciate your charm.
The music picks... He said... Shut... I can't do the joke, sorry. The music picks up and everyone's footwork abruptly changes. Before I can adjust, I misstep and trip on Chevalier's foot, but before I can fall... Immediately after seeing that, I had the mental image of a rake and I lost my shit. That's so funny! He becomes Mr. Rake. Against all odds. No. No?
I don't know. It looks like they're just standing next to each other. Again. For the fourth fucking time.
Anyway, I'm swept off my feet and there are suddenly sturdy hands beneath my legs. I get that he's holding her bridal style, but you can't see it. It just looks like she's leaning away from him. And I would too. Fuck this guy. Ah! This is very, very familiar. Could you not have just grabbed my hand? All this pomp is unnecessary. I feel everyone's eyes on us. Chevalier just laughs.
I suppose I could have, but I think I prefer this. I'm no knight in shining armor. Period. But when I hold you like this, I feel like your hero.
Chev, you don't have to be any of those things. I love you just the way you are. Chevalier's expression morphs, the shock so clear on his face it makes me laugh. What's wrong?
You said you love me.
You act as if I haven't said it before.
Every time you say it, I am shocked anew. I will never, ever stop being in awe that you find me worthy of you, princess. Truly, I'm the luckiest man in the world to have you.
Yes, you are. Oh my god. I cup his face in my hands long enough to give him a quick kiss on the lips. Chevalier puts me down and I grasp his hand. Heedless. See, we didn't even get to kiss. On screen. Hello? Hello? What is his eyes bigger? I didn't get to see it. Oh my god, you're right. It's awful. Anyway, Chevalier puts me down and I grasp his hand. Heedless of the couples around us. In that moment, it is just the two of us, and I can forget the stares of the crowd. I know it's sort of... No, it's definitely... It's a tough line in the sand to, understand what's going on. But you were right, it was pretty bad. I think I read that. Let's just move on. And I'm the luckiest princess having you. I hold out my hand. Now, shall I go find a less showy dance partner, or will you dance with me once more? Chevalier beams.
I shall be your partner forever and always, princess.
Oh my god, just remembered one of the saddest songs of all time. That shit made me cry as a kid. Gonna write it down. Gotta add it to the likes on Spotify. Super 2006. It was probably released later than that. Because I need a Fritz jump scare. So true. Crossing fingers he shows up soon. I'll hold you to your word. Once again, I lace my fingers through his. Just say you hold hands. Fuck. This time, I do not let go of his hand, and though we are surrounded by people, it feels like we are the only two people in the world. Two stars revolving around each other, and I would not have it any other way. Can I cut in? Stop, that's so fucking funny. Okay. The dining hall is lively this morning, though for an entirely different reason than usual. So, just to be clear, this exchange program you're proposing isn't actually an exchange program. Huh, I think that'd be obvious, darling. So why call it an exchange program at all? Because it sounds more educational that way. It is early morning, and we are all gathered in the dining hall with the Brigantian princess discussing Rod's impending stay in Brigantia. A few weeks ago, Rod agreed to return with Claude to Brigantia to begin learning dancing there. I had not realized he was so invested in the art. Yeah, because you didn't go through his arc like we did. Now I'm
I'm second guessing if I should go.
Lance clears his throat.
If I can answer any questions to assuage your worries, please let me know, Fritz. But I know for a fact that my family would love to have you.
Naturally, we love to entertain guests. And so the banter continues.
I glance across the table at Lance and Emmeline, who are speaking in hushed whispers. Lance has a soft smile on his face and Emmeline is laughing. At least the two of them are subtle and do not serenade each other in the halls. Which, speaking of serenading, I glance at the entrance. This morning, Chevalier said he had a patient to tend to. He left early, but he has still not returned. I hope he is not running himself dry. That, unfortunately, seems to be something we have in common. Though Chevalier is getting better at managing his workload, the council meetings he now frequently attends only serve to make his schedule more chaotic. I am happy he is mingling with more nobles and participating in more palace events, but I still worry that he is overworking himself. Breakfast tea is served, and by the end of it, Chevalier still hasn't shown up. I have just snuck another glance at the doors when Claude leans over and whispers,
Pining after someone, are we?
"Pining is for people who aren't courting someone, Claude. People like you."
Damn! Get his ass! You could kill a man with your words, princess.
If you are so easily defeated by— why do we fucking hate each other in, like—
Why are we being so mean to him? We were everyone else is implied to be buddies, but like we are being an asshole to him for some reason.
Huh? Whatever. If you're so easily defeated by my words, then perhaps you should invest in better armor for your heart. I stand with a sigh. For some reason, Claude is still smiling at me. What?
Oh, nothing. I was just thinking about how very much I am looking forward to dinner tonight. See you later, princess.
He walks off with that strange self-satisfied smirk, leaving me to look after him puzzled. I shake off my bafflement and, after excusing myself, trail him through the doors. No sooner have I stepped outside, however, than I am met by a familiar face. Oh, I was like, Fritz. It's not.
My lovely wagon!
I stumbled back, startled. Chev, where have you been?
I am sorry, my sweet. I needed some extra time to prepare things.
I give him a critical look. You said you were handling things with a patient.
And I was. I didn't lie. But that doesn't mean I wasn't preparing something else. A surprise for you.
I'm getting nervous.
Maha! Don't be, my princess. You're sure to love this.
Chev is not beating the giving everyone food.
So true. He's like, look! Everyone has food poisoning. Haha, LMAO! They are dying now. Should have thought about that.
Chevalier reaches for my hand.
I still have some work to do at the office. Care to assist me? And oh! Would you mind if we dropped by the tavern before the noon meal?
You mean lunch?
I need to pick something up.
I him warily, but consent in the end. Hopefully this surprise isn't another baked good after me. I could go for a fucking baked good right about now. I haven't had dinner and am hungry. It's all I've been thinking about for the past half an hour. The poison. I accompany Chevalier to his office. It is a humble space cluttered with herbs and remedies and books. It's too bad we don't get to fucking see it. The sight of it makes me nostalgic. Years ago, I worked side by side with Chevalier, assisting him while he helped soldiers who had got caught up in the palace. And I'm so sorry, Cat. Soon. Caught up in the palace infighting. I'm glad the work we do now is of a different nature. Chevalier needs help reorganizing his shelf and filling his prescriptions. The work is simple but time-consuming. By the time we are out of the office, the sun is at its zenith. What? Vocab calendar-looking ass. Chevalier is uncharacteristically quiet. Chev? I tug on his sleeve. When he doesn't respond, I lean up to kiss his cheek.
Oh, sorry, Wagon. I was just thinking...
His words trail off as he looks at me. His gaze is so intense that for a few moments I begin to worry. But when I reach out to cup his cheek, he takes my hand and laces our fingers together. And then he smiles. Chev, is something wrong?
No, it's quite the opposite, actually. I was just thinking about how lucky I am.
Also, spiders and was momentarily confused. Spiders would be so fucking scary. I would not want to do surgery on a spider.
To be your consort, to be able to do some good here, and...
He pauses, then laughs.
Listen to me. Cinna would say I was rambling on like an old man.
Which is true. You are an old man. It's a good thing maturity suits you.
What a relief!
He kisses my knuckles.
Now shall we stop by the tavern?
We shall. The two of us make our way to the gates, then to the tavern. What is even are we gonna, like, get a marriage proposal? Or, like, what the fuck is going on? Chevalier's errand takes no time at all. I wait for him outside, and minutes later he emerges holding a picnic basket. The surprise is a picnic?
Indeed!
Is this another date?
Not just any date, Wagon. I'm going to make sure this is the best date you've ever gone on.
Okay, I guess we're getting proposed to? That's the only thing that makes any sense. There's no way it can be anything else. He wraps an arm around my shoulders and begins to walk me toward the forest. Marriage proposal incoming, yeah. On our way there, we pass a crowd of cheering people. Waltz stands before them performing magic. As the audience claps and cheers, Waltz laughs, claps and cheer, Waltz laughs and bows. His eyes snag on us then when he straightens. Have fun, you two. Chevalier waves back, but I'm too startled by the coyness in Waltz's smile to react. We are definitely getting proposed to. My befuddlement falls away as we enter the serene quiet of the forest. A sigh escapes my lips before I can help it. He gave us separate food to avoid the food poisoning. He had to give everybody else food poisoning to make sure no one would come bother us. I'm going. Sorry. That's okay. We're doing a bit. I love a good bit. He had to give everybody food poisoning so no one would interrupt him while he did our marriage proposal. Quiet serene, a sigh escapes my lips before I can help it. I miss the walks we used to take here. I pause. Or the detours, as you call them.
I had the same thought, which is why I thought maybe you'd prefer this to a cafe today.
Here, I do not have to worry about being a princess. I do not have to worry about standing up for myself, or for Chevalier. Though I do not think he needs me to do that for him. Not anymore. What character development? We're on chapter 6. Like, this is the end of the game. Nothing has happened. Like, we had a brief problem with Cinna where it was just like, oh no, the balance is off kilter or whatever, but that was it. This game is so bad. $11 I paid for this. I'm gonna email them and be like, can I have my money back? I tell him this as we walk through the vibrant greenery. You seem more confident now.
What can I say? You're an inspiration, princess.
It is strange how, when he says the words, he glances off to the side as if avoiding my eyes. So Chev never told us what was bothering him. I guess it was implied that it was like the fucking asshole nobles or whatever. But, like, we never mount that topic at all. Like, I felt like we were supposed to talk about it and then, like, do something about it together, but instead he deals with it and we move on. It's very weird and bad. Not that I expected Chevalier's arc to fucking go really great because of how good of a character he was initially, but I definitely didn't expect it to be this fucking bad, you know? Anyway, you were acting strange. Chevalier's gaze flickers back to me. He smiles.
I'd prefer mysterious.
Chev. But my words collapse into a sharp inhale as Chevalier brings me to a part of the forest I have never seen before. A tranquil thicket filled with flowers. Sunlight streams in through the canopies, brightening the green into a soft, stunning gold. In the center of the area is a simple single blanket.
Ta-da! Welcome to the princess's private court.
What is this?
Our own personal sanctuary. I happened to stumble upon it the other day. It's lovely, isn't it?
Is it? Yeah, all of the character development has happened off screen. He's like, I'm into politics now. And I also do food poisoning.
That is how I solve my problems, with food poisoning.
So stupid. It's beautiful. The quiet broken only by the soft chirp of birds. It's so peaceful it makes me smile. I lean up to kiss Chevalier on the lips before moving toward the blanket. He is weird. I love it, Chev. Are we gonna... This is the last opportunity the game has to make me believe that they aren't just really good friends. You know what I'm saying? Every other character got to kiss except for them. Like, they got to kiss more than once. Except for them. I don't think... Did they even kiss in the base game? Because I'm really questioning it. Do they kiss me straight? Like, I know! It doesn't make any sense. Their chemistry is, like, not there. Oh shit, happy 905, everybody. Chevalier beams as he joins me with a picnic basket.
I thought you might like it to use it as a reprieve from court, so I called it court. 'Cause that makes a whole lot of fucking sense.
Thank you for your happy 905s. They're appreciated as always.
Or, you know, if you wanted somewhere private to whisper sweet nothings into my ear, something we notoriously do constantly, often.
I elbow him in the stomach, laughing. She's even laughing at how fucking ridiculous it sounds. Perhaps. Chevalier sets out a quaint meal. There are small sandwiches, a simple salad, and unsurprisingly, the cursed Princess Lily platter. Is this the court of the Flower King? There are flowers everywhere.
These are the most popular cookies in the kingdom now, you know.
Of course they are. We discuss many things while we... Okay, how come she's so, like, annoyed by the gift that he gets her? But when, Karma does it, the gifts are great, no notes. This is, like, the most subtle gift you could receive. I mean, not subtle, but, like, a thing named after you is, like... And it's not a choir or a barrel of roses or some dumb gay shit that Karma would do. He's doing something, like, slight and less annoying. Though I am a fan of Karma. I would not appreciate a choir. I just wouldn't. No choir for me. I'll have to pass. We discuss many things while we eat. 90s sitcom ass couple. So true. Ranging from Rod's departure to Emily's adoration of Lance to the more serious council meetings. The more we talk, the more I notice Chevalier beginning to drift off. Hey! Your ass needs to propose to us! Wake up, bitch! Before I know it, day passes into night, and the sunlight is replaced with shards of glittering moonlight. Chevalier is so quiet I can hear myself think, which is alarming. A quiet creaking sound startles me from my thoughts, and I notice a bird has landed on a branch above us. But the distraction is brief. Then why bring it up? I turn back to Chevalier, who I notice is rooting through the picnic basket. The troubled look on his face makes me pause. Okay, we're proposing. He's looking for the ring. Chev?
Where?
Triumph suddenly lights his features.
Aha!
It happens in a flash. Chevalier plucks something from the basket and holds it up. His hand knocks into the bird roosting above us, and it squawks in irritation and flies off.
Oh!
Chevalier freezes. A look of horror passes over his face.
Oh!
He stands abruptly.
No, that isn't for you, little bird!
I follow his panicked gaze to the bird. This is the dumbest shit I've ever read, which has settled in a nest. No! Anyway, which has settled in its nest a few branches higher. Something shiny gleams in its talons. Is that... I don't like when I get notifications, but I can't fix it. Happy, be right back. Can I have a fucking snack, please? How long are his arms if he hit the bird? I know, like, where are we at? Like, I guess the branch could have been really low, because I thought we were sitting down. There's nothing in the house, man? I know. But I'm so hungry. Chevalier wrings his hands.
Gods, this is a disaster. Maybe I should...
All at once, he seems to come to some decision. Without any explanation whatsoever, he turns to the tree and begins to climb. Chev!
Don't worry about me, princess. Just getting something important.
The bird flutters its wings as if in preparation to fly off. I act on instinct, casting the first magic that comes to mind. The nearby branches shoot outward, encasing the bird in a cage
entirely of my making. The bird chatters and flutters, but to no avail. It is already trapped by the time I snap my fingers and float the cage down to us on a gust of wind. Chevalier drops to the ground.
Wagon, wait!
But I have already reached into the cage for the glimmering object in its talons.
Oh my god, the ugliest ring I've ever seen! Yes! Yes! Marriage! Let's go! Let's fucking go!
The sight of the ring is so shocking my mind goes blank. All I can hear is my heartbeat, which reverberates through my whole body. We also never discussed marriage. It was like kind of implied that neither one of them really wanted to get single gold ring, let's go! So true. They were like, oh, we're not gonna make the gem any different. It's gonna be like a gold like hunk on it. That's awesome. That's so fucking good, dude. I love it here. This is so cool. Anyway, this... Oh my god, they're not gonna kiss again. Let's fucking go. Also, he looks horrific here. He looks spectacularly bad. It's the eyeballs, which are shifted slightly, ever so slightly. It's bad, dude. Anyway,
I must be cursed. This isn't how this was meant to go at all, but...
I look up at Chevalier in wonder. He sits before me, flushed and smiling nervously, glasses nearly fallen off his ace. I still don't look okay. No. Hands aren't much better, but luckily they are blocked for the most part, so we don't have to worry about it. I do not realize I am quivering until Chevalier reaches out to grab my hands over the ring.
My beautiful
Off his ace? Yeah, dude. His notorious ace. Which is why he looks so dog shit right now. Anyway, my
beautiful effervescent wagon.
I fucking love effervescent. That's so goddamn funny.
The wind beneath my sails, my guiding light, my queen.
Chevalier's own hands are shaking with nerves, I realize. I've never seen him so anxious. They really did get— No, they didn't. They didn't care about it at all. It's so funny. Imagine being a Chevalier fan. Like, I would kill myself. I'd be like, why even make this arc if you're not gonna, like, give me the good shit? Like the gay sex scene or whatever that we got up until now. I do not realize I'm crying until a tear rolls down my cheek. Chevalier reaches out to wipe it off my cheek.
My beautiful ice princess, my one true love. Princess Wagon Riella Breton, would you do me the absolute honor of becoming my wife? Unless, of course, I'm unworthy, then I...
Yes, yes, yes. My heart is thundering so loudly I can barely hear myself say the words. Chevalier's eyes light up.
Truly, Wagon, I...
Oh my god. I throw myself at him before he can even finish the sentence, knocking him down to the ground and sealing his lips with kiss after kiss. Like, what the fuck? God, dude. That is not... Like, Karma we got to kiss during our marriage or whatever. And then we got that fuck-ass dance also. In a dress, in a new outfit. Karma got a new outfit from us. And we're getting, standing next to each other. Again. Calling her ice princess is also really funny. We keep doing it for some reason, even though we were supposed to have grown and changed. But whatever, it's fine. I've kiss after kiss. That's great. Very cool. Very happy for him. I smile against Chevalier's lips. My happiness is so tangible it bursts from my lips as laughter.
I suppose I do deserve to be laughed at, don't I? That whole thing wasn't very princely, was it?
No, it's perfect. Ah, get away from me, you foul beast. I press my forehead to his. I thought you'd never ask.
I'm sorry for keeping you waiting.
You do not have to apologize. I would have been happy waiting for you forever. There could never be anyone other than Chevalier. I can name a few. The man who taught me how to connect with others. The man who taught me to fix broken things. Who taught me how important it was to love myself. The reason Claude and Waltz were acting so strangely. Chevalier laughs.
Yes, I'm afraid everyone knows but you.
I knew. I also knew. Me, the audience. Girl waiting for him? I know! You're so gross! Ugh.
I spoke to Claude quite extensively about this whole thing.
So that's why he had that smug smile on his face.
But I promise this is the only time I will ever share such a secret with others. I just...
Like surprises, I know. And Father and Ophelia?
Getting your father's blessing is the most stressful thing I have ever done in my life. I nearly fainted.
I laugh.
How appropriately dramatic. I kissed Chevalier on the head. I'm sorry, again, on the forehead, on the nose, the lips. My lips linger for a long time before I eventually pull away. It would be foolish to think this won't be a long engagement. There are many things Chevalier will need to learn and many people he will have to impress before we can wed. It will be a tough road, but I am grateful we can travel it together.
Wagon!
Yes?
I love you more than anything in this world.
I love you too, forever and always.
Forever and always, my dearest princess.
Chevalier whispers the promise onto my lips and seals it with a kiss. Mother used to tell me that fairy tale love did not exist, that us witches could not sustain ourselves off of such joy, but I know now that Mother was wrong. This feeling is what inspires me to fight another day. Chevalier is what inspires me to fight another day. And no matter the obstacles, I will never lose sight of that. I glance at the ring Chevalier has slid onto my finger. It glows as if with magic. It is perfect. He is perfect. Perhaps this is a fairy tale, for I cannot imagine a more happier ending. I can! We didn't even get to fuck, man. Like, what is going on, brother? That's so sickening and disgusting and nasty, and I have to kill myself. Skip, slay. We will. We will be skipping. Fuck you. Like, I just don't, huh? Oh my god. I kind of thought we would put them all in one little holder, but it turns out we're not doing that. We're just putting them on the table unevenly, and it looks fucking ugly. Happy to report. Also, what's with the love letter kind of thing? The only person we ever wrote letters to was Rod. And so now it's completely off balance. It's just Rod we wrote letters to. So why is the icon for the game is a little envelope. And I would show you, but you would be blinded by gigantic boobs on Yakuza men. So I'll save you from that for now. But you're just gonna have to trust me when the icon is a little letter. Welcome back. We have finished. We didn't, here, I'll show you the gallery. Because I think you missed the tail end. This must be the good ending. Anyway, so here's his final picture. Yeah, it would have made more sense to make it, yeah. Or something. Ew, exactly, ew. Like, his glasses were supposed to be askew, but like, but like, this one they're standing really close to each other. This one they're standing really close to each other. This one is like super awkward and really close up, but like, sure. Like, we kiss, and here's the fucking sex scene or whatever. Oh, his glasses are bad. And then Claude, we get a sex scene for right here. We get marriage. We get two. We get a kiss. Like, oh yeah, she gets to stand. She gets to fade the fuck in, which is awesome. Oh yeah, the sex scenes! Chevalier doesn't get one! He gets a picture of him close up, a picture... Ah! I forgot about that one. Wagon with the glasses on, jump scare. And then they're sitting next to each other. They are standing next to each other. They are standing next to each other. They are standing next to each other. I mean, this one, he's technically carrying her. I clipped this from the other day. I saw that. So good. Thank you so much for the clip. That fucking slays. But I know for a fucking fact we're gonna fuck the shit out of Waltz, because there's no shot that we don't. And then Fritz, probably too. Chevalier's gonna be the only one who doesn't get the sex treatment. Got a best end without the RCI. See, but the RCI doesn't matter. Red dialogue. 48%? That's crazy. Okay, well, is it in the bad ending? The sex scene? That's really funny of you to say. You're probably right. Shut the fuck up challenge. Well, since we've got plenty of time. Shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up. Wouldn't put out for Rumpel either. So true. Um, I technically have to run an ad. I'm gonna run a shorter one because we've only got, whoops. We've only got, we've got under an hour before it's 10 o'clock. I expected Rumpel's route to last a little bit longer. Um, but I am going to go search for a snack, however futile it may be. So I will be right back. Everybody sit tight during the ad. Okay, I'm back now. I've discovered that we have these fuck ass cake thingies. I got 2 of them. Heating instructions. Steam illustrated to show warmth. Thank you so much. Oh, or enjoy now. Thank God. So I don't have to eat. I don't have to cook it. Why the fuck would I cook a little Debbie? I'm sorry, a hostess. Thank you. It was good to be back. Oh, I clicked the wrong thing. There you go. Why the fuck would you cook this? This is the stupidest shit I've ever heard. Whatever. Where are we going? Fritz. Were the gates always that dark? No. They must have been. I'm delusional. Very sorry. I love to see things. And like that is why, on this day, I am stepping down from my honorable position as commander of the Order of Caldera. Fritz is standing on a small podium erected just outside the front gate, his expression somber as he gazes at the large gathering of knights. He has already given his resignation speech to the majority of the lower-ranking knights. This one is just for ceremony purposes. Oh, hey, Fritz. He is here on purpose this time. I stand at the edge of the gate, arms crossed as I watch the proceedings. I have... Okay, is it changed now? That's so fucked up that I forgot to press done. I do that sometimes. But thank you for saying something. You're not very good. Kinda dry. And shit. Didn't make it in the trash can. I have to kill myself now. Very fucking dry, man. Ugh. Anyway, my heart ought to be filled with hope, but I'm more anxious than I have been in years. I cannot shake the feeling that Fritz is doing this because of me. He was the worst arc of all fucking time. He needs to go to the 9th circle of hell for disappointing me in such a fashion. It has been 2 years since Fitzgerald Aidan Leverton, my personal knight, was promoted to the position of commander. Father bestowed the title and responsibility upon him after seeing how he acted during the crisis with Mother. He was evil for some of that. But sure, do whatever you want, I guess. That's fine. Fritz possessed the required skill and the ability to lead, even if he did sometimes require my assistance on the account of his initial clumsiness. The new responsibility pulled Fritz away from me. It has been like this for nearly 2 years. So we were already having trouble hanging out in the initial arc. And then we were like, let's do a pseudo long distance relationship during the 2 years. Whatever. It has been like this for nearly 2 years, even though the two of us see each other when we can. They say distance makes the heart grow fonder, but in this case, I stare hard at Fritz. There's nothing soft about the look on his face. That is like why it is an honor for me to promote Jurian my second in command, to head commander. I expect you to treat her with the same respect you have shown me. Love her! She deserves this. Slay Queen. Jurian moves forward to stand beside him when he gestures.
Sir Fitzgerald?
A flicker of a smile passes over Fritz's face.
Sir is like a little stiff, don't you think?
Jurian smiles at him. There is a subtle sadness in her eyes, though I cannot imagine why. The proceedings go on for some time after that. It is only when the ceremony has drawn to a close that I head back to the palace for one of my mandatory lessons. I am relieved when my tutor dismisses me early. Maybe now I'll be able to catch Fritz. I am on my way to the palace gates when I stop, noticing Fritz and Jurian at the end of the corridor. The minute Fritz sees me, his lips pull back into a gentle smile.
Milady, I was wondering when you'd appear.
Good afternoon, Princess Wagon.
Good afternoon, Jurian Valiente, commander of the Order of Caldera. Fritz's arc did give us this.
Wait. Stop. Is that what I fucking think it is? Is that the transformation clip?
I know it is. I know it is in my heart of hearts that it's the transformation clip. I'm not gonna put it on.
But my god. It is so tempting.
Love you, transformation! That shit rocked. Slay. Miss Transformation Fritz, because it was the only time he wasn't annoying! Anyway, Jurian laughs.
It still sounds like such a mouthful.
It's like shorter than Lieutenant Commander of the Order of Caldera, at least.
A fair point. I hope you know I'll still be asking for your advice every now and then, Fritz. I hope you don't mind.
She settled. Fuck you. Fuck you to hell. She settled so well into the role in every other arc. She was like, I am the commander. Fuck you. But in this one, when he's stepping down from the role, she's suddenly gonna have trouble. Suck my nuts. If we get even one fucking scene where they're interacting and she's like, I need your help, kill yourself. Like, of course not. It's the least I can do after putting this responsibility on you so suddenly.
But now, no titles, no obstructions, right?
She smiles at the two of us.
You two have all the time in the world to spend together. A lot more of it in any case.
She pauses to look between us.
May I ask you something?
Like, of course.
Being able to be with the princess isn't the only reason you resigned, is it?
What makes you say that?
Before I can react, Fritz wraps an arm around my waist and pulls me closer.
The princess has always been my top priority.
The words are accompanied by a mischievous grin. I am equally stunned and embarrassed. Jurian stares between the two of us with wide eyes. When Fritz sees her expression, he pulls his arm away with a laugh.
Sorry, lady. Sometimes I just can't help teasing. A character trait he has never had prior. Who is this man? And where did you put Fritz? I do not know you. You are freaking me out, man. I gotta go.
These little comments of Fritz's have become more common over the past 2 years. Sure, retcon that shit in, that's fine. I believe more than anything that he speaks like this more often now because he is more comfortable around me.
You two have really changed, haven't you? Both of you.
I know that she is right, but she is looking primarily at Fritz when she says it.
But was the princess really the only reason, Fritz?
Though Fritz continues to smile, I can see something twitch in his expression. I have known him long enough to see beyond his confident facade, which he has never had before. I can now read Fritz's true emotions from his small gestures. No, it is not the only reason. I think back to the jeering crowds and the agitated townsfolk. I remember the way people protested Fritz's promotion to commander because of his previous involvement with Mother.
No one would have known that shit was him. Because he's not. We had trouble figuring out that Varg was Fritz during Varg and Fritz's arc. There is no way the townspeople fucking knew about that shit. No shot. I hate this. This is worse than I imagined. I was like, Fritz's arc is gonna be bad. We're barely into it and it sucks. I have to kill myself before we continue. Like, I don't. Wow, this is awful. I can still remember what they called him out on the streets. A wolf wearing a man's skin. A spy. A traitor. But Fritz only smiles. No, don't do it! I'm thinking about it. But Fritz only smiles. Sure, there were, like, other reasons, but being with the princess has always been the most important. I missed being her personal knight.
The omnipotent townspeople, who would have guessed? So true. Hi, Trilla. Wow, how are you? So glad you're here for the worst fucking arc of all time. Okay, theory, we've never seen Fritz and Varg in the same room, just like we've never seen several other characters in the same room because they're townspeople. How are you doing, Trilla? Hope you're well. It's been a bit. Jurian eyes him skeptically for a few moments, but in the end, she only shakes her head and smiles.
I'm glad for the two of you then.
She excuses herself after that, explaining that she has a speech to prepare as the newly promoted commander. The moment she leaves, the corridor becomes quiet. Gotta check what the fuck is going on. Okay. Congratulate him. You normally don't- wait, did I doesn't matter. I fucked it anyway. You normally don't congratulate someone on resigning, but Fritz claims this is what he wanted. Thank you, milady. Been playing Elden Ring all day, so I'm gonna talk about now. So unbelievably brave. I would get so pissed off after like one boss. I'd be like, I have to kill myself by 20 minutes deep. Hope it's going good though. Hope you have my favorite spell, the magical brain hammer. I don't know what it's called. I watch Remy play on the weekend sometimes. He made a new character with me recently. He originally played a character named, aptly, Mr. Disgusting. He was a rock character. I don't know what any of this means. But he was a rock character. This time he's playing a necromancer, named Scary Terry. So that's fun. He has another character with a buddy of ours. I forget what his name is, but he's like lunch themed. So stupid. Anyway, did I read that? Probably. With this, you'll have no more obligations to the order. Trilla, I would be better if Fritz weren't fucking here, weirder than ever.
No, just to you.
He steps forward, and in that brief moment, back the fuck. So true. We have to get a gun. And in that brief moment of closeness, leans down to plant a kiss on the top of my head. 6 feet, maybe even further. Whoa. These public displays of affection have always been taboo. The only time Fritz is ever intimate with me is when we are alone. He grins at me, almost mischievously.
Who is this guy?
I'm actually pissed off and confused. Also, he's got the worst outfit I've ever seen in my life. The gloves or sleeves, he's got like cut off sleeves, or they're the folds on his gloves, and I can't tell. I can't tell which it is. I know they're doing like a black and white thing because he was like half good, half evil in the first arc, but I don't really care. It's ugly. Kill yourself. Okay, sorry. Hi, Naj. Happy 3 consecutive streams. Hope you're good. How are you? Her Royal Dignified Highness is blushing. I poke his shoulder. I am not. Fritz only laughs. It is good to see him being less formal. Is it? I'm scared. Sometimes when he teases me, I cannot help but remember the other side of him, the masked man with a sly smile. It is a side of him that he hides from most people, but not from me. Oh yeah. Gang's all here. So true. I love when everyone's here. Love you, chat. Love you, chat. Whole. I guess combining him, like, I guess Varg being a part of him now makes sense, but, blows Ryder up with mind. I don't care. Anyway, with this resignation, I can finally unleash myself from the Order. His gaze seems unfocused when he looks away, almost like he is remembering something. I am never going to let anyone else rule my life ever again. Fritz? His expression softens when he looks at me. It's nothing. I'm all yours now, my lady. For the month, damn. Color me impressed. Well, almost, but first I have something I need to do. Care to tag along? I smile when he holds out his arm. I do not mind the stares we get from the passing servants as I loop my arm through his and lean on his shoulder. By all means, lead on. The two of us make our way to the throne room together. Just as expected, the king is waiting for us. He has already cleared his schedule to make time for this personal audience with Fritz.
If the two of you are here, I am going to assume that the ceremony has come to a close.
Fritz releases my arm to duck into a bow. That is correct, your majesty. I am no longer with the Order of Caldera. All that remains for me to return the required documents and decorations of my position. Father looks at Fritz thoughtfully, then he smiles. King Gennaro has not died, so that must be the Waltz arc. Anyway,
I would personally like to thank you for your dedication to this kingdom, Sir Fitzgerald. I apologize for heaving the responsibility of commander onto you when you were still so young.
Fritz's lips twitch. I look at him quizzically, not entirely certain if I was imagining the scowl on his face. Is he angry now? Like, no apologies are necessary, your majesty. It was and always has been an honor to serve Angel.
It was an honor to have a man as dedicated and committed as you to leading the order. Now,
Father stands, surprising us both.
Though I am afraid it will not be as grand as knighting you with a sword, I would insist that I reward you for all your hard work. From this day forward, I bestow upon you the title of Lord. I would also give you a stretch of land. You may do with it whatever you desire.
Fritz shifts on his feet. His fidgeting is a sure sign he has something he wants to say. The king seems to notice.
What say you, Sir Fitzgerald?
I require no lands, your majesty. I still have my father's manor, which I'm sure we will revisit shortly. But if I may be so bold, I would like to make a request.
A request.
Fritz and I share a glance.
State your request, Sir Fitzgerald.
Fitzgerald falls to one knee. What is going on? I don't get it. Fitzgerald falls to one knee and bows his head.
Your majesty, I humbly request that I be allowed to publicly court your daughter, Princess Wagon.
Oh!
This news seems to take father aback. I stare at him, confused. But he already knows that Fritz and I love each other. Why is this such a surprise? Father lowers himself to his throne once again, his movements oddly stiff. Fritz is still bent on one knee, his head ducked in deference. The room is eerily quiet. When no one rises to meet the challenge of the quiet, I clear my throat and speak first. Father?
I apologize.
Even Fritz looks up at this.
Your majesty?
I give you my blessing, Sir Fitzgerald. You are more than free to court my daughter. It is her decision whom she chooses after all. However,
Father's expression falls. I know what he is going to say before he even says it, and makes my heart sink.
public opinion is not so easily swayed. There is no doubt in my mind that your displays of affection will be criticized.
Father tilts his head toward me.
Do you understand my meaning, Wagon?
I don't need land. Can I date your daughter, though? This is awful.
Yes! Yes! $11!
As loath as I am to admit it, I do. There's a fragile balance in our kingdom right now. The magic that once existed is now completely gone.
Oh shit, I forgot they did that. I fucking hate this game.
Winning, because at least in the first game, they could be like, we destroyed magic and now we don't have to fucking think about that shit at all.
Oh, you sly fucking dog. You sick fucks. They killed Delora in this one, and Parfait, so there was no way that they could... What happens to Cinna in this one? Anyway, they didn't have any third-party character that wasn't Waltz to train Wagon to do magic, so they had to kill magic off as a result, so they wouldn't have to teach Wagon how to be the Tenebrarum bearer without Delora there to do it. This game is so bad. Okay, anyway. Winning over the humans has already been difficult enough. Though most of the townsfolk in Angel are now courteous to me, many of them still do not trust me. Sorry, how did... Oh, the Tenebrarum bearer... I just... I think it... How did they destroy all the magic? I think it was when Parfait killed herself. She was like, I'm gonna kill both of us at the same time, and then there are no bearers. Or whatever. I don't know. It was bad, though. Difficult enough, though. Okay, do not show me. And Fritz, many people still believe he is to blame for many of Mother's atrocities, which doesn't make any sense. Despite the things he's done to make up for it, they still choose to blame him, even knowing he was cursed the entire time. There would undoubtedly be bad rumors if the two of us publicly courted. I understand what you mean, but it does not affect my feelings.
We are trying to rekindle the people's trust in us.
Okay, if you were so concerned, why didn't you just say no, fuck you? If we had to ask your permission and you're like tentative about it, just say no. That's allowed. You can do that. I will, make them trust me.
Fritz rises and stares adamantly at the king.
I have been dedicated to this kingdom ever since I became a knight, and I still am. That will, never change. Not even if...
He falters, but only briefly.
My point is that Princess Wagon and I have been trying to make things right since Hildur passed, and our own efforts to find happiness should not be thwarted by the people we're trying to help.
I don't think that's what works, Fritz.
You have changed, Sir Fitzgerald. I remember your gentleness when I first knighted you. Even now you wear a smile on your face in trying times. You remain dedicated to our kingdom, even when it is broken and healing. You still smile, but now you smile with confidence. You have my blessing, Sir Fitzgerald, so long as you have my daughters. Remember what I said to you. I have bestowed upon you the title of Lord. No one, not even the nobles, can look down on you. Hold your head proud.
Oh shit! Stop! Don't! Thank you. That's twice now. He turns to me.
The same goes to you, Wagon. I appreciate your reminder. I should know that love knows no boundaries.
Yeah, dumbass, you married a fucking... you married a baker, huh? He smiles fondly, and I could tell he is thinking of Ophelia. A small pain echoes somewhere inside my heart, but it feels misplaced and distant. The wounds of the past may still hurt, but they are healing. Our conversation with father does not last much longer. Okay, felt like a natural ending point, but whatever. After speaking briefly on some technical process Fritz must now undergo to obtain his new title, the king excuses us from the throne room. Outside of the hallway, Fritz seems equal parts relieved and deflated. I was expecting to come out of that feeling lighter, but father's concerns will continue to weigh on me. Fritz forces a smile on his face. He is always good at making it seem as if he is fine, even when I know he must be hurting on the inside. Well, that, went better than I expected. Fritz. He grabs my hand and plants a kiss on my forehead. I think I'm going to attend to those obligations the king mentioned. I still need to return some documents and my armor, but after that, I will make sure that I am available to you for the rest of the day. He squeezes my hands. Perhaps we could even spend tonight together? Gay sex scene very fast? That's crazy. I was thinking about a night out in town, but your thoughts seem to be on other things. He raises an expectant eyebrow. When I nudge it, oh, he got me. He was like, haha, you think I'm talking about sex? And I was like, yeah, I was. When I nudge him in the shoulder, the cocky grin fades from his face and is replaced by a smile that oozes innocence. I didn't like Varg. I was a Fritz preferer. I was like, aw, Fritz is so little and normal and nice to me. And he's still being nice to me, but it's like in a weird way that I don't like. And I get that they're trying to combine his personality with Varg's personality, but Varg assaulted us. You remember that? I remember that. You want to know who remembers that? This guy. So the fact that he's combined with the guy who assaulted us, and I just thought of that, I'm no longer interested. Varg was fucking terrible. He was the worst. And the game had to split itself between bonding with Varg and bonding with Fritz, and now we're bonding with both of them at the same time, and I don't like the combo version. He's weirding me out. He's giving me a bad vibe. I feel like he's gonna eat us or something. He looks at us with his predatory eyes and sharp, wolfish smile. I bet it's some shit they're gonna say later. And I'm gonna have to kill myself. Anyway, I'm beginning to wonder if maybe he wears that innocence like a shield. Anyway, I'll be back later. Let's meet up in your room in 2 hours' time. He starts to bow, but then suddenly stops, realizing he no longer needs to. Instead, he smiles at me one last time. He bowed the whole thing, but whatever, before turning and heading in the direction of the commander's office. He may try to hide it, but I can tell that he is also distressed by what the king said. Maybe I can buy him something in town. Something that will cheer him up. But what could I possibly purchase for him? Oh my god, he loves croissants. Don't think I forgot. Fritz always did love visiting the bakeries. It has been a long time since we have gone to one together, and even even longer time since we have shared a pastry. Fritz said his favorite desserts were chocolate croissants. I should buy him one for later. I nod my head, suddenly feeling resolute, and then head to the palace gates. I can't believe Delora is dead. This arc sucks shit. Oh no, and I think Garland's dead too. Oh no, this arc is gonna be so bad. All the good characters are gone. And I bet we're gonna talk to Lance and Cinna. Ooh, boo! This is worse than Chevalier's arc. At least his was boring, but it had most of everybody there. Anyway, much to my surprise, the woman at the bakery remembers me, not as the crown princess, but as the peasant who used to come here frequently with Fritz. I'm relieved tomato. So true. I need something stronger than tomato, like a bazooka or something. Not as the princess, but as the peasant who used to come here frequently with Fritz. I'm relieved when she greets me with a smile and a bow. She eyes the knights at the door, but says nothing when I order 2 desserts, a chocolate croissant for Fritz and a custard Danish for myself. This place brings back so many memories. Now for me, I don't fucking remember this shit at all. Fritz used to love bringing me to this small bakery. He knows how much I loved dessert and wanted to show me all the best cafes in Angel. Grenade, grenade, grenade! So true. You're really cooking with that one. I take the 2 desserts and walk out of the small bakery. I sigh with relief as I come out of the small space, relieved to be back in the town plaza where things are more spacious. A woman smiles as she passes me by. Good afternoon, your highness. She curtsies. Good afternoon. She's already walked off by the time I respond. Most of the townsfolk, while polite, are still quiet around me. They still prefer speaking with Emmeline and Rod. What can I do to make them trust me? What can I do to heal Angel? The 2 knights trail behind me as I begin to walk back to my carriage. I prefer having it parked in inconspicuous areas, so that I'm forced to walk around and speak to the townsfolk. I hope it makes me seem more approachable. I am still lost in my thoughts when we come to an emptier part of the plaza and someone abruptly steps into my path. I take a step back immediately. The knights behind me are at my side in a heartbeat. Oh, I apologize. The same woman I just passed? Was she headed in this direction? There's no need to apologize. I'm afraid I wasn't watching where I was going. I'm shocked when it was- shit. Sorry. Mad spoilers. I'm shocked when a mischievous smile appears at her lips. I'm so fixated on her face that I barely register the sound of shattering glass at my feet. A waft of mist suddenly rises from the ground, making it impossible for me to see anything. Oh! Princess! The knight's voice comes from behind me. I feel him grabbing my arm. No, wait. This hand is ungloved. I try to pull away, but to no avail. A second, stronger hand grips my other arm. What the fuck is going on? Hello? Help. This is the most interesting anything has ever been in Evermore. Like, what is happening? Are we having an actual problem that isn't you're telling secrets, or I'm annoyed by my brother, or whatever Chevalier had going on that we didn't deal with? Are we having a real honest-to-God issue? Anyway, pulling me away from the knights and through the mist. My eyes are teary as the strangers pull me away from the area. I struggle to clear my thoughts as we emerge into an alleyway. When I look up, I see the woman from earlier. A man stands beside her, arms crossed. That was a little too easy. Honorable Knights of Caldera, Seems that we can still get the better of them, even without magic. These people are... They turn to look at me. Hello, Princess Wagon. What is the meaning of this? You really can't guess, little Miss Princess? The man looks at me with surprising calmness. We're taking you hostage. What? Why? Don't try anything funny. We don't want to hurt you, but we will if we need to. I glare at the 2 of them. What is it that you threw back there? A mist potion, one of the last left in Angel. This woman scowls at me. As you know, there is no more potion making. Not in a world where magic no longer exists. Well, actually, fuck you. Why would it still work if magic wasn't real? Just curious. Some of the others thought we ought to make you pay for taking away our magic. We're of the opinion that this would be cruel. You should be grateful for that. What do you plan on doing with me? You'll be staying us for a little while until we can decide on a ransom price. If we can't make gold selling our potions, we'll just have to get it some other way. This is cowardly. I'm startled when the woman slaps my face. I step back, eyes wide. I thought we said. The woman silences the man with a glare. She turns back to me. What would a little girl like you know of our pain? Lady Hilda was going to make a place for all of us witches to thrive. Instead, because of your meddling, magic is gone forever. And not only that, but the humans who know we are witches still ostracize us, making it impossible for us to get jobs. A spoiled princess like yourself, who has not even tried to bridge that divide, has no business telling us what is cowardly. I have been too busy trying to mend this kingdom as a whole. I have been trying to gain the people's trust. I had thought that with magic gone, there would be no more reason for anyone to hate witches. And yet this discrimination still exists? The partners usher me forward. When I do not come willingly, the man grabs my arm and pulls me behind him. The 2 begin to traverse a series of complicated alleyways that lead deeper and deeper into the town. It almost feels like a labyrinth. The sky darkens into a crimson, then a deep purple as we move further into the alleyways. I was meant to meet Fritz hours ago. Thinking about Fritz makes me think of a rescue and the knights that were separated from me. Do these knights even know about these alleys? I stop abruptly. I must do something. You don't have the luxury of stopping now, princess. Not unless you want to try our patience. The woman makes some dismissive gesture at the man and he nods his head before walking through the alley ahead of us. Where's he going? None of your business. The woman pulls a hidden dagger from her sleeve and holds it to my neck. But don't think this absence gives you any sort of advantage. Huh? What the fuck is going on, dude? I am so confused and scared. Harming me would only anger the king that they want to ask ransom for. No, these people will not injure me, and running would be unwise when they know this area better than me. You are both aware of how foolish this is, aren't you? I would reckon that it's hardly as foolish as your own mistakes, princess. I swallow back my retort and narrow my eyes. Even if you are able to demand a ransom of the king, the knights will stop at nothing to track you down. You are putting yourselves in danger. And I meet the woman's gaze with confidence. It is no lie when I say I am trying my best to right the wrongs I committed in the past. I do not intend to let this discriminatory behavior continue. The woman scoffs. How honorable. You think you can barter with us, princess? You think you, the princess no one ever wanted, can save us from this situation? The woman presses the flat of the dagger further into my neck. I gasp before I can help it. I would remember who is in charge here. Oh, do tell. Bet my bottom dollar it's fucking Fritz. Ah! I wonder who it is that needs to— I'm not gonna, of course. Because what if it's someone weird? Right? It could be anybody. I wonder who it is that needs to be careful. The woman and I turn at the same time to face the source of the voice. Hi, Fritz. Fritz walks toward us from the opposite ends of the alley. Any closer and I'll slit the princess's throat. She brings the dagger closer to my neck, but something silver flashes through the air and cuts the motion short. The dagger falls from her hand. Two daggers lay on the ground. The one belongs to the woman, and the other must have been thrown by Fritz. Hey, what's happened here? The man, who I presume had been scouting the area, has returned. When he catches sight of Fritz, he moves to stand protectively by the woman's side. Both take a step back as Fritz approaches, eyes flashing dangerously. I wouldn't test me if I were you. I take a few steps back as well, putting myself as close to Fritz as possible. Fritz glances at me. Milady, are you unharmed? I am. He offers me a tight-lipped smile before turning his attention back to the kidnappers. Looks like it's useless trying to reason with people that have thick skulls, but at least you tried, milady. Thick skulls? It is you humans who have the thick skulls. Us witches. She stops abruptly. The realization dawns upon her slowly. There are no witches. Not anymore. I've memorized your faces. No matter how far you run, I will track you down. Ha! A personal hunting dog, are we? Aye, those are big words for a knight who does nothing but take orders. Oh? I'm surprised when Fritz draws his blade. He has no need to wear the scabbard at his side now that he's given up the title, and yet here he is carrying a sword. In a heartbeat, he has the tip pointed at the man's neck. Allow me to enlighten you. If they are hurt, nothing will change. Fritz, let them go. Is he just like a murderess now? Like, hello? Fritz! Fritz puts his fingers to his lips and releases a shrill whistle. The dark spaces in the alleyway, which I had presumed to be empty, suddenly fill with knights. Ugh! Did Fritz lead them here? Anyone who puts the princess in danger is to be captured on sight. Fritz pulls back his sword, eyes narrowed. The knights need no further signal. Two of them rush forward to grab the man and woman from behind. Fritz watches, his gaze cold. Eventually, once the kidnappers have been contained, he turns to me with a gentle, if not tired, smile. Are you sure you're okay, milady? I'm fine, Fritz. Those two were witches, or they used to be. They wanted to capture me and demand a ransom from the king. They weren't very tactful, were they? I watched as the knights take the former witches away. Both glare at me as they are led down the alleyway. Before, they might have fought back with magic. Now, they have nothing. Milady? Okay. I don't trust you anymore. You are kind of freaky. I feel Fritz's hand on my cheek. Come on, let's go back. We'll need to report this incident to Jurian, my beautiful, normal character who I miss dearly and would never hurt us ever. I also miss Emmeline. She would also never hurt us, and Anise too as well. I miss her. We are friends now. That's it. Those are the only characters that are normal that I can think of. Who haven't died. I turn to Fritz as the two of us are walking out of the alleyway. How did you find me?
Practice. I'm a good tracker, milady.
He's a dog, is what he's saying.
When you weren't in your room, I went looking for you. The knights reported that you'd left the palace earlier, so I went searching for you in town.
Fritz frowns.
You had no idea how worried I was when they told me that you'd been captured. I ought to have reprimanded them for losing you so easily. If I was still their commander, I would have...
Fritz stops himself and shakes his head.
What were you doing out in town?
I hold up the wrinkled bag, which she somehow kept, with a sigh. Fritz eyes it with curiosity. For a few moments he looks puzzled, then he notices the pattern on the bag.
Oh.
I take the now cold croissant out of the bag with a grimace and hold it out to him. Oh shit, I have to take my birth control. I wanted to finish the, chapter, I think, before we end. But I don't know. I don't know how far we are. I feel like it's soon.
A croissant? Princess, milady, you shouldn't have.
His eyes brighten when he takes a bite.
It's delicious.
Oh, right in the alleyway? Damn.
Thank you. I was actually going to take you out to that bakery later tonight. They have a light display that I really want you to see. But you went ahead and bought me something anyway, and then you got captured because I wasn't with you.
I bristle at his comment. Because he wasn't with me? If I could use magic, I would have been able to defend myself. Or maybe if I had a weapon.
But because you didn't marry Claude or Waltz, my favorite characters, instead you wound up with Fritz, stupid piece of shit.
This is your fault, really. Had I been armed, I might have been able to protect myself. I might not have needed to be rescued. I sigh to myself. I doubt the knights would give me a sword when I have not been trained to use one. Is there nothing I can do to protect myself? Okay, that's enough. That's fucking enough. I'm good on that. Thank you so much. Okay. Wow, still on chapter 1. That's crazy. That's good. That's enough fucking terrible, awful, horrific, Fritz arc. I'm gonna have a heart attack, I think on purpose. That shit was giving me an aneurysm. It was so sickening. It was disgusting. It was nasty. That's enough fucking slices, man. I agree completely. That's enough. I just, ew, man. Oh, man, I'm gonna be so pissed the fuck off. Who the hell is this? I feel like I haven't rated them before. What the fuck? So true. It was successful in the sense that it was bad. I'm just so... How did you fuck it that bad? I guess they were like, let's make it just as crazy as as his initial arc. It honestly, I'm surprised we didn't go back to his dad's mansion, to be honest with you. It felt like it would have been the natural progression of things, but I guess not. Okay, well, I found someone to raid at the speed of fucking light, so shout out to myself for that. If they let me, obviously. I don't know if they've got raids turned on. Sorry about last night. That was kind of fucked up of the raid browser to give me someone I couldn't raid. Really appreciated that. But anyway, this person's playing Minecraft. You are very welcome for stream. I am so sorry. What the fuck is going on? I'm Chevalier a little bit. Is that crazy? At least his shit was normal. I lied. I don't miss him. He was boring. And now it's interesting. Too interesting. Funny how that works out. Anyway,
I will see everybody tomorrow for Bully Saturday. It should not be interrupted, so we should be safe. I will see everybody then. Godspeed there. I love you.